Light Casualties.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
That was a jinx there, yeah.
This is Coyote Sound Podcast. I'm Evan, and this is Chuck.
I'm Chuck.
Yeah. And
Hi.
who are you guys?
I'm Ben, the bass player from Strobe Light Casualties.
I'm Michael. I do keyboard and some backup guitar.
And then I'm Nate. I sing and play guitar.
All right, we left your drummer in the trunk.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
out of town, but he's
He was
an
acting
awesome
up.
guy. Yeah. Duct tape and
Trunk monkey.
razor wire.
Yeah, he's in timeout.
We have to talk about some stuff. Not really. He's a great guy.
But yeah, no, it's just the four of us. We started off, I was doing drums and keys, and then Jesse.
Same time?
Yeah, at the same time. Sometimes, but no, not at the same time. And then we got Jesse like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, we had a single Fallen Words release, and that was the first time he was in the studio with us. And then from there on, we just kept on playing together.
Yeah.
It's a good little mess. Jesse actually came into the band like inadvertently from my mom. My mom works with his fiance at the time, and then they got married. And their wedding was awesome. They had some great barbecue there.
It was.
They did.
It was
Really
really
good.
good.
Yeah, but no, he started playing with us. Then that was what, last winter? 2 winters ago.
Yeah, 2 winters ago.
The band formed in 2020. Everything kind of happens either in the winter or the fall for us. Like it seems like our releases have happened in the winter and the fall, and like all the songs we originally wrote for the first batch, our Roots EP was February 2020 because he was home from OSU.
Right.
Quarantine, we were like, let's get together and jam, and then they played poker and got together, and they decided we're gonna like all
Like,
jam
dude, we need a
together.
bass
Like
player.
after one time, because we were gonna go into the studio regardless. It was just about like us having something to show, like a work, like hey, we finally recorded something. Like we wanted to go to the studio and see what it was all about, and we were like 2 weeks away from the studio. I was attempting to write bass parts, very basic, not that good. And I was like, bro, we need a bass player. And Mike's like, hey, well, Ben and I just played poker. Like, we should talk about it. Because we've all went to the same high school together. We went to Avon Lake. Just like
We've been in a
played,
couple bands together too.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
been like the high
Yeah,
school
like
rock
we all
offs.
kind of learned like around each other.
These were like the first dudes I really ever jammed with. And they're the current dudes I jam with. It's been like 8 years or so.
Yeah, and then we had our big meeting at Chipotle.
Yeah.
Chipotle parking lot.
We're
Where
like,
we
"Yo,
talked
you wanna do this?"
logistics, talked about what the band was going to be all about.
That's what real business happens in a Chipotle.
Well, yeah, of course.
Not on paper, not on emails. It's just face to face. Can't beat it.
Exactly.
In the Chipotle burrito loading zone.
Yeah. Yeah, and we originally had a singer named Caleb, a good buddy of ours, and he was singing, but he decided to go do some other stuff, and that's when I had to step up and sing. But that's kind of when we started, I would say, like collaborating more vocally. That's when we kind of got into harmonies and all
Yeah, I
that
feel like we
stuff.
spend a lot more time on harmonies now.
And we definitely started gelling a little bit more as a band, I think, just because, like, I
Had
mean,
to
like,
figure it out,
we had to figure it out. Like, not having a singer, we had to, like, specifically work our parts around not having a singer. Sometimes I would have to sing, sometimes Nate would have to sing. And in that, I think we found a lot of harmony, actually.
Yeah.
Hey. Not.
No, it was really a lot of like trial and error, I would say. We kind of used to do like the format. The Black Keys kind of seemed to do it. Like you just lock yourself in a room, give it like 3-4 hours, and see what you come up with. And that kind of turned into us showing each other stuff. We're like, hey, it's like show and tell, right? You're like, I got this like little chord progression, like a skeleton of a song, if you will, but like I want to like flesh it out. I want to make it like detailed. I want to make it, a nice full body of work. And usually all you got to do is show Ben something. He's like, well, what if I did this? And you already love it. And he's like, well, what if I did this? 15 minutes later, it just gets better and better. And then Mike's like, well, what should I do? I'm like, dude, I don't know, start playing. So everybody kind of has their domain with their instrument. And yeah, we try to intertwine everything, but I think we trust each other enough to like, been getting in, like, if you listen and really like look for it, it kind of starts as like, it was just like a collection of songs, which was our first EP. And we kind of focused on maybe just having a little bit of everything, like some dynamics, some timing stuff, a solo or two. And then we had these singles come out, but they were a little different. We even asked Henry at the time, like, hey, do you think these are any better? Like when we were recording with Bad Racket. And he was like, yeah, sure. Like, it's all right. He's a very soft-spoken dude. He's always down. He's like, sounds cool, it's music. So we ended up...
Who's that your producer?
That was Henry, the
Henry
Henry
Rapp.
Yeah.
He was at Bad Racket.
Yeah, we were over there the first 3 works.
Yeah,
Stargazer
for
single.
Roots, and then
We did
Fallen
Fallen Words
Words.
there, too.
Fallen
Yeah.
Words, Stargazer.
What About
What
Me
About
was
Me?
there. Yeah, we did these fun little album arts of like us and a burger joint.
Yeah,
like
for what
purposely messing up orders. It was very outlandish.
Yeah.
You know, you put so much time in it. It's so cute, right? Like when you start out, you're like, oh, look at our stuff. We have to have an Almar. It's our first Almar.
No
it's
one
our
really
first.
cares.
Yeah, nobody's doing it. Okay.
No one
And you
cares.
know, like that's the harsh reality of it. People sometimes listen for 30 seconds of the song and then just skip. They're like, yeah, it didn't grab my attention. You know,
Yeah.
it's more than that to some people, but that's. I think it was always just about the music. We always were interested in like creating our own. Like we didn't really play too many covers because by the time we started getting gigs, we had a CD's worth of music.
Yeah. By the time we were all coming out of the woodwork of COVID and everything, everybody was wanting bands. to
Yeah,
come
we
in and
started our first couple shows plexiglass sitting down. It was very.
Yeah, that was weird.
We grew with the crowd for sure. Like, how are you supposed to get pumped up and be like, on your feet? You know, like when there's.
But socially distant.
Yeah, 6 feet mask
I'm gonna
on.
need everyone 6 feet apart right now.
This is a hula hoop wall of death. After your hula hoops touch, go wash your hands in the corner.
We did get to say we sold out the Beachland Ballroom, though. 'Cause
Yeah, because they had limited capacity.
there's not many people that can show up.
Yeah. So they all showed up and filled their tables, and we're like, you sold it out.
Sold out the Beachland.
And then,
Not lying.
Just put a little asterisk there.
Exactly, yeah.
You're good to go.
There's definitely some fine print for the successes, but another
Somebody
one
else
of
we
it.
had in here did the same story.
Really?
Oh, really?
Right.
Actually, I think it was Ziggy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was at a show with the Rust Belt Ragtime.
It
That
was.
was,
yeah.
I
They
play with
slated
them now.
after. Yeah.
Okay,
Really?
yeah.
Oh my god, nice.
Lead guitar.
Sick, dude.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, they were,
Yeah, I was talking with Austin the whole time. Right?
Yeah, Austin was pretty
Yeah.
chill, and then we what's the dude? He rips at everything.
Oh,
like
the
he
dude
was
with the
on
mandolin?
the mandolin, but he was like their last song. He was on the ground, like ripping a solo. It was phenomenal.
Yeah,
That's
great.
wrong.
Yeah,
He's great.
that was cool. That was like our first like time where we had some time to kill before the show. We were
Yeah.
going down in the green room. That was
Oh.
exciting, and seeing like the heritage and all the stickers.
Smelling all the heritage.
Yeah.
They're really good guys, though. Yeah, we dealt with them pretty well, the Rust Belt Ragtime.
Yeah, they had a really cool like he does vocal effects. You know, like on that one song where he steps.
Yeah,
it
that
sounds
was cool.
crunchy.
That was
stuff.
cool.
That was wicked. I really like the Beachland did a good job. They really tried to make it hospitable and a friendly vibe. They still, had the bar over in the back corner, which is a fun bar to
Yeah.
go in and grab a drink. And we had an experience at the tavern maybe a couple months after, and that went okay. We tried our best through COVID. We had a couple bands in there with us, and it seems like you kind of go from the tavern and graduate into the ballroom, and you get a show open up for somebody on tour, but we just kind of got the inverse. And so like going to the tavern was, you're like, oh, this is cool, but like back there was way cooler. We're like, you just want to be like, can we just go play there instead?
Right.
It's such a nice stage. The mix was super clean. I really like the mix there.
There's a band that has a song about exactly that called the
Really?
Beachland Ballroom Idols.
Really?
Sick.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
heard about that from someone
Yeah.
that was in here.
Did they play that on Jimmy Kimmel or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
so
on
they played. Yeah, they played in the tavern, and they were like, heard here's the big room when they first got there.
Yeah.
When you come back, well, maybe you'll be able to sell enough tickets to you can play the ballroom. And so they wrote a song called The Beachland Ballroom, and it's about like the aspirations of playing that bigger room
Sick.
and making a
What's the
big
band
hit.
name?
The Idols.
Idols.
The Idols?
IDLES.
Okay.
Oh, Idols. Okay.
Idols.
I'm actually going to look that up.
Yeah.
Sweet. That was a good spot. I don't know. Would you guys have a favorite spot to play?
Yeah, Beachland was definitely cool just because I saw so many like bands that I look up to there. And
Yeah,
just,
we
like,
saw
actually,
the Wood
like,
Brothers there.
Yeah,
High
we saw
school.
Wood Brothers there. I saw like the Wait On
nice.
Wanderers there. I really like those guys. Like just bigger acts that it was cool.
I
to
saw
actually
Welsh
be on that
Arms
stage.
like as a teenager there a lot.
Yeah.
That was
Right.
huge. That was I like Sam Getz is the reason I play a Firebird. My teacher is like my guitar teacher, my mentor Paul. He was like friends with his dad, I believe, and they played at his cancer benefit. And that was like the first time I ever saw like a band like up like close like that. I was like, I want to do that. That's so cool. Like they own the room with their cover of Spell on You, and like from then I started following them. I saw them at like Crocker. I saw them. House of Blues plenty of times with like Thaddeus Santa Green. That was a great
Thaddeus
show.
Santa Green,
I remember seeing a lot of bands like there. That's the next spot. And honestly, shout out to Grab. They just made it up there. We watched them. I've been seeing them since like the Corey and Bullfrogs, and to see them get to open up for Revival, that was sweet.
Love Grav.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cool dudes.
Yeah, I was listening to that episode back and laughing out loud just at them.
Oh yeah, like what a
That was-
bummer 9/11. Yeah, that's hilarious. 'Cause that's Josh's birthday.
Mhm.
That's funny.
I did laugh out loud there. Let's see.
Where did you get the name from?
Oh yeah, we were playing. Nate and I were playing at like a corporate party.
Yeah,
company
like
party.
it was
It was
This
like
was
my-
before
for
we
my
like.
dad's work.
Well,
Yeah, it was
I
just-
wasn't even in the picture at this point.
No,
It was like
we
doing
always just,
covers
like,
and your
had
dad's
jams,
like, yeah.
since we were kids, like 6th grade, like we were in
Yeah.
the back of the bus and everybody's like sharing headphones, you know, big days of the iPod Shuffle and Nano. And it's like, dude, you like Kiss, right on. You like the Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, sweet.
It was definitely Rage Against the Machine.
yeah, that like connected us somehow.
Yeah,
like
the Battle of Los Angeles.
Yeah, that album
We were
was
both
great.
we love that album.
And the funniest thing is we played nothing like that.
No, we
didn't. But dude, Rage Goes Hard. Tom Morello's the man, and
Yeah.
so we were kind of getting Rage like though. We were trying to make two people sound humongous. We were like
Yeah,
the
we're
Black
doing
Keys
like
too.
early 2000s Black Keys.
We were playing like
With a whammy pedal.
I actually have one of those, but like big old fuzz tones and cranking up the amps in the garage, and we were playing this little party in a garage.
Yeah.
He worked for.
I worked with like a DJ at this like independent company, and he brought all of his equipment.
Yeah,
and,
spice it up for
yeah,
us.
and it was getting towards like the end of the show, and he put on his strobe light effect. So people were like getting really close to like our vocal mics and
But it
instruments
was like
and
distant.
everything.
It's like the horror movies. So
But you
like,
couldn't see, like,
it would
you'd see them,
flicker,
but you
and then you
wouldn't
could
see
run
them.
across the room and be in a different location. It was super wild. And
It was
like,
weird.
dude,
You'd
I'm
see
trying
someone
not
and
to
be like,
like
"Where'd they go?"
miss a note here. This is tough on me too.
It
And
was difficult. Yeah.
some lady just comes up and like knocks over the microphone, and it
Yeah.
pops on the floor of a garage. It
Made a
sounds
bunch of
awful.
feedback
Like we have to
and-
pick it up and like try again. Super awkward. Kills the vibe.
Yeah, it was terrible.
We're like packing up at the end of the night. We're like, dude, what the hell was
And
that?
I turned to Nate. I was like, "Dude, it's just Strobe Light Casualties."
Yeah.
And then we're like,
That's the name.
"That's a cool name."
Yeah, it is a cool.
Like right then and there, like, all right, that should be a thing.
Yeah.
And then we kind of revisited that a couple years later.
Did you go back to Chipotle to finalize?
No, we there's been a lot of Chipotle business talk, but I think we just like
Chipotle
eating
is the
there.
official sponsor of Strobe
If
Light
we could
Casualties.
ever get sponsored, I would love to get.
Well, we
free
just
Chipotle
did it
for
right
life.
here.
Yeah, I'm
sponsored by
yeah.
Chipotle. Chipotle doesn't need to know it yet, but like we'll get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've had band meetings at Chipotle before.
Nice.
Definitely.
Well, it's like it's low key. It's like the millennial comfort food, dude. Everybody.
It's the best.
Once you find it,
kinda
it's in
is.
your life. You don't dump Chipotle.
It's the cheapest option for the most amount of good food.
Back
Yeah.
in the day, it used to be like $7.65 for a chicken burrito. They're up to like
Oh, yeah.
10 now, dude.
I
They
remember
still
it
do
was
the-
like $6.50.
They still do the Halloween thing where you dress like a burrito.
Yeah,
Get a free
the
burrito.
burrito.
I remember wrapping myself in tinfoil in the parking lot to get that.
Yeah.
You know, tinfoil's cheaper than the burritos. So, yeah. I'm just being efficient.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not the most resourceful, but
No.
it's a free burrito, man.
Yeah, in college, I would get a bowl for lunch and they get last to dinner.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just load up.
Yeah,
I
you
got
get
a-
double rice and
Yep.
double beans.
Exactly.
Double,
Oh, he won't
yeah.
let him like move it. Like it's almost like his hands on the bowl. Like they give us whoa. Like it doesn't matter if the line's out the door, dude. Like I don't have the social like comfort to be like that guy. He's like, no, can I get some more rice? They get any beans? Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Can I get some more beans? And like they're just trying to get it to the next person before it even touches it. There's already it's doctored up.
Yeah.
Just
I
dump that
frequent
bucket.
Yeah.
Chipotle about 4 times a week.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah,
It's
it's not
impressive
good.
though, like that you're still standing.
There's worse though.
Yeah,
There's
right.
worse.
And they offer you like
You can
free.
make it healthy. Yeah, we
Didn't
tried
they
that
offer you
for
like
that.
free catering?
I did get free catering
Like
during
he did
the
the whole
Chiptopia
reward,
era.
like
Yeah.
the rewards. He was
Back in like 2016, after like their whole E. coli scare.
you
they-
wrote it out, never left.
Yeah.
I was there too, man. I kept
Lord,
going.
look
There's
at
no
that.
line. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
I'm like, just don't get the lettuce and
So
you'll be
what
alright.
if I get a life right now?
But yeah, they had the Chiptopia thing, and like every 4 burritos were free, and if you got like 12 entrees for 4 months straight, you would get like free catering. I was like, oh, that's easy.
Yeah, he's like, it's the daily drive.
And they had no restrictions on like the 4th burrito, so I would get like 3 just like chicken burritos, and then that 4th burrito I get like double meat, like block everything you could possibly get, and they're like, you want to use your free burrito? I'm like, yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So
pretty
you're
great.
the reason they stopped doing that.
I am.
Yeah.
It's all your fault.
it is.
ChipotleHacks.com.
Now the rewards program is nowhere near that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
not very
you get
good.
like free guac after your 10th burrito
Right.
or something.
Yeah, it's just like $100 to get like a $2 guac.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, exactly.
And a little E. coli.
Yeah.
So you just released a single last week.
We did?
Yes.
Valentine's Day single.
Wanted to pretend, yeah.
Yeah, we wrote that in the fall.
did,
and
yeah.
we recorded it with Jay at Studio 44, and
Oh, we got Jay in here.
Right on.
nice.
Right on, yeah.
Jay's cool.
Sparrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's one of the chillest.
And I know
people.
his drummer
Sparrow
Nico's
Lost
pretty
Boys.
cool, yeah. Good dudes, and we recorded up with him, and I don't know, I guess when we wrote this song, we all really like walk downs, and that was kind of like the main highlight, but how did we even come up with the turn and burn and moving on thing? Because that, like, usually it takes X amount of hours, whatever it is, but by the time we all, like, either it's a hook, it's a harmony. It's something, you'll see everybody's face like, we're like, dude, this is sweet. Like our most recent song we're working on, we got to the Billie Jean part. And we were like, this is it. Like we call it that. There's the Billie Jean part and the James Bond part.
Yeah, we have.
It's
weird
not
names
very
for our parts of our
structured.
We
songs.
have part in our song Stargazer. We call it Twisted
No,
T
Let Me
part.
Go.
No, that's Let Me
Let Me
Go.
Go,
The Twisted
yeah,
T
yeah,
part.
the
because
Twisted
that was
T
the
part.
Twisted T moment was
It's like where it just hits. Just like
yeah,
that
you
video.
gotta be
Yeah.
attacked as hard as that.
Yeah,
And I was living there at the time. That was like my local speedway.
Yeah,
I
we
was,
have weird,
I was like
weird,
in there grabbing drinks all the
nicknames
time.
for all the weird parts of our songs.
Yeah, I don't
That's,
usually.
that's close to Avon, isn't it? Like where that went down.
Yeah.
It's like 15 minutes, I
Kinda,
think, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
You
the
guys,
area.
you guys still in that area?
We are, yeah.
I live
like,
in Cams, over on the west side, and these guys live over.
We practice
towards
in
the
it.
lake.
On the
Yeah.
Cam.
We practice in my mom's place. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
It's been a very nice, like, opportunity for the band to always have like a room. It just sucks when it's upstairs because like gigging, big old cabinet down, big old cabinet up,
Yeah.
like just nothing but hauling stuff around.
Yeah.
I'm sure you love taking these drum sets and stuff up the stairs.
And you notice how that door opens from the garage and
Yeah.
blocks the stairs.
Yeah.
So I take. There's
Jeez.
also a screwdriver right there, so I pop the hinges right off
Right, and just
take the door
Oh,
off
man.
and take
Nice.
everything straight out.
Yeah, there's a lot of effort that goes into local band
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
so
man.
much.
When you get big enough to have people move that shit for you, that's probably a huge day. I can't imagine.
Tell you what, the rock and roller cart is
Yeah.
pretty good too.
Yeah, we gotta get some stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Get a sponsorship from them.
Oh yeah, and I remember I first saw that when we were with Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis had one. When
And
we-
then I
we
bought a
played on the
matching
Chili
one,
Peppers
yeah.
tribute.
Nice.
Bring everything in just one or two trips then.
Yeah, I can fit my whole drum
Our
kit
drummer
everywhere.
Jesse, like, this would be a great time for him. He can fit a 6-piece DW kit with like 4 cymbals or so in a sedan.
Yeah.
He's got it down. He brings
Yeah.
brings all his stuff,
Yeah.
and like Tori, his wife, will always help him load stuff, and she's like as big as the bass drum, and they just huck it in like 5 minutes. And they always, like last show, they're like, "Do you need help, dude? I brought 2 guitars, a backpack of chords, and my pedal board. You know, the amp." He's always carrying like the heaviest stuff. Where you're like, "Dude, you made me feel bad." He used to work for a moving company, but he's just got it down. You
He's
know,
got done to
You
songs.
learn how to Tetris as a drummer.
big time.
I used to have a giant Vista Light kit, like Bonham size, you know, and I had a Mustang as a drummer, which was not a smart decision. And I had road cases and everything. So when I had a gig, passenger seat would come out of the car.
Wow.
So that the bass drum could fit in. 'Cause I kept trying to fit it over and over. I'm like, well, I'm not buying a different drum set. I like these.
Yeah,
So
you-
unbolt that seat, and like
Wow.
throw the rest of the drums in the back seat there, and kick drum went in where the
insurance on
passenger
that,
was.
though, you gotta like declare the value like twice the size
Right.
of the kit. You're like, yeah, you know, there is actually like a Pearl Master series in there, like
Right.
1 of 10,000.
Yeah, this was
We're gonna need 30 grand for this Mustang and the fender bender, please.
right. Yeah, it was like a 1974 Ludwig kit. Like,
Right on.
yeah, picked it up, and then I found out that the reissues were going to get made. They were going to make new ones, so I figured the value would drop on it. So I sold it, and that's when I bought my first motorcycle.
Sweet. Nice.
Even trade.
Yeah, even Steven, man.
It's just as free, and drums and motorcycles are like the same thing. They're loud.
They are.
They can go
They
fast.
are.
It just depends on who's sitting in the seat, you know.
There you go.
That's good.
Yeah, drum set won't always get you places though.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
We actually used to put our. I'm just thinking of this now. Our bass player was the guitar player's younger brother, and he had to become the bass player because we couldn't find one. We're
Sure.
like, well, we're going to teach you. So he was like 16 years old. I remember putting him in the case for that bass drum and rolling him down the stairs a bunch of times.
This is band initiation.
Sorry about that, Scott. We also put him in the dryer a couple times.
You just stuffed him in any
I
like
think
tight
we could.
space that you can find.
He's definitely claustrophobic now.
Yeah, it's all right.
That's how it happens. Claustrophobic because of that.
Yeah.
What happened to you?
I was playing hide and seek with my friends. I hid in a toy chest. One of them sat on the toy chest, wouldn't get up for 8 minutes. Now I hate tight spaces.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
Yep.
good.
I
dude.
did that to my sister. She's
You are an evil. You're an evil
I'm
person.
Yeah, it was like 6 years old now. No, probably older than that, but
It's probably like
Yeah,
last
It was
week.
probably pretty funny from your end. I'm sure it was funny for my friends' end too.
Oh, yeah.
Glad you got a
yeah,
laugh.
she reminds me all the time. Claustrophobic because of you.
Yeah.
That's funny. But yeah, so Wanted to Pretend came out
Oh, yeah.
last Tuesday. I don't know. We kind of I came up with like a skeleton of like a chord progression.
Yeah,
It's just that title.
It had a little bit of drama. We always have working titles that never seem to get changed. You know, we
Yeah,
want to
true.
pretend, and then we just kind of write a song based off the title and how we're feeling
Yeah.
about it. Like we all kind of conveyed. Well, when we collaborated with a cello player, May Lee, and we were on Bootsy Collins for the Love of the King Records Foundation like collaboration, we had to submit. It was like 1minute and 27 seconds or something. It's all like the instrumental we could do, and so we were trying to make it sound as big and as like mature and sophisticated as you could make, you know, a song to put your name out there. And I think from then we kind of determined, like, even before notes played, we kind of started talking about like, what are we trying to accomplish out of this?
Yeah,
You know,
that was
what are
cool
we?
to
What
learn
is this
about
about? Like, we kind of opened up more and made the writing more cohesive and less divided into 4 quadrants and more just like one group. And we're really coming in to a new chapter of writing.
Yeah, having more parts that are all like working together to tell a story.
We're trying to get busier and make a thicker soundscape, you know. We tried layering a little more on the last recordings. Like Wanted to Pretend has a couple layers, but we always record live. We always record a 4-piece live, and if drums are good, we kind of build off that. It's usually a handful of punch-ins. I don't know. I don't know if it's, you know, we're super efficient or not, but it usually takes us, like, we got 4 songs in a weekend. 2 days with about like 6 hours a day or so.
But we were flying by the seat of our pants. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
we
we
were
were really trying to
cruising,
get it
yeah.
done.
Yeah, and
Very stressful.
jump in the
but
booth and
we
do
were
vocals
coasting.
and
Just
for
coasting.
me, it's like when you get the headphones on and you're like doing the vocals. It's too serious. Like I can't figure. Like I asked them like how that sounded. They're like, yeah, it was good, you know. And then you go back in and do it again. Like, oh, that one was so much better. I'm like, well, I was just closing my eyes. I guess you gotta get comfortable to like singing, you know, right at this close and all that.
It is tough. And like that pressure of like, oh,
We're
I
getting
need
a little
to get
more
this or else
comfortable
I'm
in the
wasting
studio.
time.
Like I
Yeah.
think that's something that bands don't really like. You know, dwell on. Like they don't really explain a lot of that. Like nobody tells you like, hey, so when you get in here, there can be crackling in the cables. There can be like power issues. Your cables might not be long enough. You're not thinking. You thought you were staying in there, but you're not. Now you're like in a different area of the room. Echoes. Like don't lean on the floor too much. You might creak. All this stuff.
Yeah, and you're paying per hour.
It's and it's just like the trade-off when you go to live. Like it's the same thing live. You never know what's gonna happen live. Like we've had microphones get knocked over pretty early in our career. We just had a microphone save at our last show.
We did,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was-
We were singing Dayman from It's Always Sunny. Yeah, we were singing that. I gave the microphone to the crowd so they could sing, and one of our good friends came up. He took the microphone and he starts singing right into it. And then he goes away, but he leaves it like dangling. I had to get it. Was it?
It was
I
A.
saved
Kelly.
It was
Your mom saved it, bro.
my mom saved it. That's
Your
yeah,
mom
my
was
mom
like-
saved the microphone.
So
Yes.
if you can't tell, we're definitely just a bunch of mama's boys. Pretty much sure everybody knows that. No,
It's tough when you're surrounded by everyone in your family. We're always going to Avon Lake. So,
Yeah.
We're always
we've
around
all
our
known
moms
each
and our
other.
dads.
Yeah, and there was a nice little crowd of like familiar faces, but new faces too. That's always important in seeing it grow. And we have some opportunities coming up to play in new spots. Like we just started playing the Coda, and we're back there on April
Coda's really
1st,
nice.
and that was cool. It's under Dante in Ohio City, and they
Yeah,
got
I'm
a
love to
bunch
be
of-
going there
Love the vibe.
Friday. I haven't been
It's
there
super
before.
cool. Just
It's
be
great, yeah.
careful of the air duct on stage. There's like an HVAC that's pretty low hanging and nicked my guitar's headstock, and
Is
that
that
what
what
happened?
happened?
yeah,
So it was the H. I didn't know that.
it was something from the ceiling. It's low, and we're not small.
It's those Firebirds with their neck way over
Oh,
here.
big
right?
time. Yeah. But
Every time I pick one up, they look cool as hell, but I'm like,
it
hell's
takes a
going
while.
on?
It takes a while to get used to, but I've always liked the neck pickup on a guitar, so I always played near that. So I was like already
Okay.
ready for that, and for some reason I like hanging my elbow off the side there. But the biggest thing for me is like the switches on the bottom. I on a Les Paul somehow strum so aggressively or something that like I'm knocking it back and forth to different pickups. And if you're like me, I like to do full blast 10 on the neck and then like 6 or 7 on the bridge pickup. So like it just sounds in and out of phase. I just start doing that enough. But
Yeah, we got Coda, and then we have Happy Dog.
on May 20th, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then we're playing Grog Shop too, I think, in April.
Playing Grab Shop.
Yeah.
Nice.
I liked the mix there too. That's been a good time. That's the first time we ever played with Grav. We opened up and the Grav hit the stage, played a killer set, and then
Yeah, it
Chewy
was a
Center
fun
ended
show.
the night. But that was, I felt like
great
we
night.
kind of, that was a big night, you know.
Yeah.
There's sometimes, you know, you'll squeeze a gig in like on a work night or I remember going to work that day, like all I wanted to do was gig, you know, can't even focus. And then you get out there, you see the grog shop, again, like seeing bands I've liked, you know, looked up to play there and stuff, and you get so excited. And they were doing like $4 PBR tall boy specials. So I had a couple of those for confidence,
great.
and then we just hit the stage.
It's so nice to play first too.
Yeah,
It was so cool.
Because maybe they'll forget about you, but after that it was
Yeah.
a party. Yeah, and there was Tori was on the stage with us ripping the sax.
She
Yeah,
was. Wasn't that the last time she played with us? Or
I
did
believe she played one more time with at the Musica.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotta get her back up there.
Akron actually has a lot of great venues and good scenes.
Tori is our drummer Jesse's wife.
Yeah, and then
She
she
does,
rips the sax
saxophone
big
for us.
time.
Yeah.
She plays on our song For the Record as well as our song Until You Call on our
Yeah.
album Checkers, that was also done with Jay at Studio 44. We kind of have like a formula. We're sticking to it.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
things that work. And I still don't know the dude's name, but we've always used the same mastering guy. Great. You know,
Yeah, he's good.
Appreciate that dude, whoever he is.
His name's Adam.
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 Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Colorado.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Full
Nice.
circle.
I used him for a bunch with the old band Moon Rising.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's good. He's great.
Yeah, he's the man. I think Jim Stewart put us on to him.
Okay. Yeah, Henry, our from Bad Racket, recommended.
He
him.
recommended him, and we stuck with him.
He does a phenomenal job.
And we're going to explore a new opportunity. We're doing kind of like, we just agreed on it on the way here that we might do a little band trip down to Athens and help some guys out with like some student projects, get in their recording arts and technology area.
cool.
And we'll get to stay in Hocking Hills and make a little trip out of it.
Cool.
It was also fun. I don't know about you guys. I had a good time when we played Cafe Kerouac and then got Kendado after in Columbus. That was
I
fun.
like that one.
That was
Columbus,
cool.
Indie Fest. yeah.
Columbus Indie Fest. And
That
that
was
was
a
the
while
Ohio
ago.
Indie Fest. That was big for us though. It was
Still Caleb.
yeah, Caleb was singing for us, and we got to join this. I thought it was really cool. It was for a cause. It was about saving venues. They were trying to do all the proceeds for this live stream. At the end of it, they ended it all up. Bunch of local bands.
Yeah.
And that was
Spark in
still
the Hills
like
Band,
the heat
Age
of
of
COVID.
Cold, Cellar Dweller, Us, 4 Times Louder, other bands. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting.
This was in Columbus.
Yeah, and well, they filmed at different locations too, so it wasn't dry. It wasn't like a show that was just edited all together. It was, we were at Cafe Kerouac. We drove out to Columbus for that, but some people played like a barn. Some people played in their basement. Some people played in their attics.
was
They
cool.
got a bunch of cool areas. So it made it different, and everybody kind of had like their own virtual set, and that kind of normalized that because when that came out, we watched like the iHeartRadio Fest as a band, the
Right.
festival, like the whole live stream with all the current artists, and that seems to be like the area was going. We played a live stream at Audio Bay.
That we
That
never
was
got
cool.
back.
We never got the recording.
Yeah, we were like,
It's
so
okay.
we
We
thought
asked
we
to
could
set
have
up
a fun
like a
time.
Venmo, like tip jar that never worked.
Yeah, we thought it was gonna be. It was a
cool.
learning
Like,
experience, man.
it was
A
fun.
gig's
Some
a
people
gig.
screen recorded some of it. I'm like, oh, that looks cool.
Yeah,
It
people
seemed
were
like it
saying
was okay.
nice,
We tried to do
I
it through
guess.
Instagram, which is apparently
I don't know
not a
how the
good
video
platform
doesn't
either.
exist.
Yeah,
anywhere.
We
It's
goofed,
okay.
whatever.
whatever. It's forever.
That's
ago.
pretty on par for us, though, man.
Yeah, there's always something that goes wrong.
Right. That's another thing about live. You got to figure out, what's gonna happen. We've had the mics fall over. I just remember one time, like, it was like one of our first gigs, and dude, this guy opens up one of our songs, and the keys like just randomly got unplugged. Just like
Yeah.
nothing, just clicking. You're like sick. This is happening right now.
Yeah, I can never hear the keys in my monitors either. It's always it's
we
always
always
something.
have mixed issues. Like, can you hear yourself? Can you hear yourself? And like, it always depends where the amp's aimed because sometimes like we've been at sound checks and Ben's like, I need more bass, and we're like, bro, like I can feel you shaking my heart. I mean, you can't hear it. I always like Coda when you get there. They'll mic the drums. You're playing in a big like no joke, maybe 2 of these. Like shotgun style. It's a nice little rectangle in this super hard packed room with all the brick and stuff, And like they're micing the drums. Dude, sounds like cannons down there. It was sweet.
I probably didn't even need to DI my bass. I probably could have gone right
Yeah,
to
you
the amp,
could have, for
honestly.
sure.
It would have been better.
Yeah, that place is it's hard to make it sound good.
Yeah, but the best part is when you don't have a big following, it looks like you filled the room with 40 people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sold it out.
Yeah. Whoa, no elbow room, guys. Take it easy. And it's just like 8 people.
Yeah, that's our friend Jeff is planning the Guinness record for longest jam.
Really?
Continuous jam.
Really?
He's gonna do it at Coda.
What's he going for? How long is it?
What is
It's
that?
gonna
Yeah.
be like 7 straight days.
Yeah.
So people
Is
just
he allowed to
People are gonna be
sleep through it
rotating,
or
yeah.
no?
Well, it's not just him. Like, it's
so
just
they tag
we're
out,
going,
tag in?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder
But
if
it's
it's
continuous
when-
music. Is that
right,
the
yeah, when it's
requirement?
time-
You can't have
Right.
like any.
right.
is the
But they
Guinness
can be
World
live
Record
streamed.
people gonna have to like take shifts and stay up with them?
I don't know if
Man,
he's
imagine if you like hate jam bands and you're the record taker. It's like, oh, we're in hour 6. I really hope somebody breaks a string soon. Like, I need a breather.
Well, if a string gets broken, it continues.
The drummer can just keep going. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Solo time.
Yeah, hey. So we're gonna take shifts on sleeping. Like Mike, your key solo is from 2 to 6 a.m. and then Ben, you're gonna do a bass solo from
Just
6 to 8.
5-hour
and
solos.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I got nothing going on. I'll come in for a late night drum
sounds
session.
wicked.
you know?
Right.
I wonder how that works
2
for
to 8.
drummers with like it's going to be like, do you do anything special on your kits? Like, are you going to move the toms up or anything? You know,
I imagine it'd probably just be a 4-piece.
yeah, you're
basic
probably like,
kit,
hey,
you
this
know?
is,
Yeah.
don't touch it, don't.
There might
ruin
be
it.
2 kits. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Make it
And that's
easier
gonna be
for
at
sure.
Dakota.
Yeah, that's where he's planning. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So you'll probably see the details once it starts unraveling.
Right.
But you come play. You know, and
Sweet.
It'll
That'd be
be some kind of charity.
I've always
to
wanted to
look
be a
forward
record
too.
breaker, and this seems like
That'd
a
be cool.
shoe in.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I want to come play for 5 minutes to be in the book. You know. Nah.
I like Guinness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. What would we make that with? Grab like that. We'll drink Guinness during it if we don't get Guinness involved.
Guinness will be involved somehow, man.
Yeah, we'll put Guinness on the event title, but it's just because we're drinking Guinness the whole time.
That's funny.
I went to go check my phone to see if like Guinness was associated with that at all, and I got paranoid because last time, like when we had Sea Level on here, I touched my phone, and for some reason our recording decided like
No way.
we were gonna start using the phone to record instead of
Yeah.
this. And Evan, you were fantastic at spotting when that happened. You were within like 3 seconds of when it paused.
That was
you
just
alerted me.
that was dumb luck. I feel like I check it every 20, 25
I check
minutes.
that every 20, 25 because I've forgotten that cord hanging out the side has been forgotten a couple times.
Oh,
and the
yeah,
battery
yeah,
lasts
yeah.
just short of a podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm always looking this way. He's always looking that way. That's what's going on.
Nice. Yeah, you guys got a cool setup.
This is wicked, dude.
I like it.
Thanks. It's fun.
Very comfortable.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good,
yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Yeah.
You want to go to sponsors? I forgot our things over there on the thing.
No, we've been skipping them. Let's keep skipping
Who
them.
you
Okay.
sponsored by?
Chuck Kaminsky, the basement trader. He's like the only real deal sponsor, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody else are just friends that we like to promote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll get stuff out of it.
Yeah. Chuck hooked us up with the mics.
Oh, wicked.
So, yeah.
Is it all like music related kind of sponsors?
Not exactly. Yeah, you take a basement trader.
Basement Trader, BASSMENTTRADER, out of Paynesville, Ohio. It's Chuck Kaminsky. He's got 2 reverb channels going on, or stores going on. One has
Look at that.
guitars and basses. The other one is amps and effects. He also does setups, has quick turnaround time, and always good tunes playing out of his Alexa there. And sorry if I just set off everybody's Alexa. But check him out. He's in Paynesville there, and it's BASSMENTTRADER, Chuck Kaminsky, the basement trader. Thanks for the mics.
Thank you. Yeah.
That was solid.
Well done.
Not your first rodeo on
Yeah,
that one.
not on that one. No, this is the 60th rodeo on that one.
Sweet.
Wow. Really.
Is this 60?
This is 60.
This is 60.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
congratulations.
gonna do something
No,
special
that
for
is-
69?
Right on.
Always.
Okay. That's always special.
Let's shout out Listen CLE, mood-based playlist showcasing music by Northeast Ohio artists. Go to listencle.com. Find all 9 playlists. There's What Is Love, Groove, Energy Boost, Chill, Feel Good, Misery Loves Company, Rock Out, Night Driving, and Acoustic Cuts. And they are all those moods, and they're all Northeast Ohio artists. And if you
Right
want
on.
to submit your own music to be on the playlist, you can go to listencle.com and do that. And what else can you do? to
You
submit
can go on
yourself?
there and they have their artist database, which is like an EPK, where you can put in all the information about your band, like what kind of music you play, what kind of
wicked.
needs you have as far as your power, like how many people are in there, what kind of
Yeah,
space
like
you
your-
need, and
your
all that.
whole stage layout and all that.
Yeah, and we've heard from a number of artists that they've gotten gigs through it. So
Sweet.
Yeah,
There you go.
free to
We
sign
gotta
up
get
with
on
We got an
listencle.com.
EPK, but it looks horrible. And I made it in Google Slides. It works.
Yeah.
It's fine.
check out Canva.
I should
make
check
some
out
stuff in
That's free,
Canva.
isn't it?
Yeah, you can do a free account on there, and you can make all kinds of awesome stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard that works really well. I got a buddy that uses it for a lot of presentations at school.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to know all the Adobe stuff to make all the fancy
Oh,
stuff.
that's too
and
much for me.
Yeah,
We
Canva
learned
does,
that in school.
Canva
right?
does like
Take that
90% of it.
seriously. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Makes it easy because I was always bad at that.
And we will take sponsorship from Canva too.
Yeah. Chipotle and Canva.
Canva.
Yeah.
You guys
Let's
talk
just
it
rack
over.
him
We'll
up.
talk
Let's just rack him up while we're
It's
here.
the holy trinity,
Yeah,
dude. You could have a beer full of, fridge full of beer. Yeah, or a beer full
We've
of
gotten a
fridges.
couple.
Beer
And
full of fridges.
We've got beer full of fridges, bowls full of burritos,
Burritos full of
Light
and records full of
Casualties
Guinness.
single.
We're just coasting.
Check out Enlightenment Event Lighting.
Check them out.
Check them out.
They were on an episode without me.
That's
Beware,
correct, yeah.
beware of strobe casualties, though.
They've got strobe lights, moving lights.
Yeah, caution.
They went through all the lights they use. It's insane how much.
I'm seeing some pretty good
Sounds like
Goes
ones.
into
Bubba
light
Dump
shows.
talking about different types of shrimp.
They got red lights,
Green lights,
Strobe
yellow
lights.
lights,
Moving lights, bar lights,
strobe lights, brake lights,
tail lights.
headlights.
Northern Nights.
Enlightenment Event Lighting at gmail.com, and you can check out their Instagrams for all their great stage lightings that they've had awesome pictures of. And they do a lot of work at the Beachland.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, so you've probably seen one of their shows before and didn't even know it, listener.
Probably.
I did actually enjoy the lights at the beach a lot. It was like
Yeah.
a nice, comforting, like, made some warmer tones, and the stage is kind of like a weird honeysuckle color there.
I never heard honeysuckle used in a sentence before.
I was really trying to throw that out.
Honeysuckle color.
That's what they called me in high school.
Yeah. Okay.
Honeysuckle.
Honeysuckle. That's me.
Made me think of a weird high
Honeysuckle.
school story. I had so I used to wrestle back in high school, and I
Oh,
coached
sweet.
afterwards. But like I was just a mean wrestler and didn't talk to anybody. And I pinned this one kid at our sectional tournament, and I heard him in the locker room talking to another kid. Actually, I'll back this up. I had a cheerleader from our own team come up and said, "I heard a rumor that you eat rats."
What?
And I, of course, said, "Yeah, that's true. I eat rats."
Breakfast.
So I went with it. Went
sure.
for the rest of the season, and then towards the end of the year, I ended up pinning a kid, and he rolled over easy, he was trying to get pinned
Because he
almost.
didn't eat rats.
Well, in the locker room, I'm getting changed, because we have the next day for the tournament and everything. He's like, "I just wanted to get off the mat with that kid. I heard he eats rats." And I don't know why that honeysuckle line made me think of that.
Take the L.
I haven't
Honeysuckle rat eater.
I haven't thought about that in freaking forever.
The hash flinging, the trash
Let's
bringing.
check it out
honeysuckle
there.
rash eater.
The next ad.
Jason Myers. Jason Myers, the executive director of Roots of American Music, and also a man who travels and checks out some of the roots of the American blues, which I'm very jealous of, and I have to go do myself. But he's getting underprivileged kids in touch with music and
sweet.
working on music programs for them. So check them out at rootsofamericanmusic.org. That's rootsofamericanmusic.org. And thank you, Jason Myers. We got Jones Drones here.
Go for it.
Oh, I thought you were looking up the food delivery service. That's why I
I
stopped.
am.
I was wondering if there was going to be a food one.
There's a food one.
There's
Awesome.
a food one.
There's
Yeah.
a food
I'm
one.
intrigued.
First, Jones Drones, CLE.com. Commercial drone services focused on creative solutions. Our buddy Russell, who we've done a podcast with here before, he's filmed concerts, music festivals.
He just did some great shots over the Browns Stadium of the hockey game that was going
Oh
on.
yeah,
That's
the
right,
Ohio
yeah.
State, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He had some really cool shots there. I think Julie might actually, she was going to email him about buying one of them and having it
One
printed
of
out.
those prints, yeah.
Yeah.
He got lots of great pics from all over Cleveland. So many good ones at the Skyline and all of downtown. Go to jonesdronescle.com to check the pictures, the prints you can get, and if you need some drone work done for music video, wedding, anything. He's your man.
I might get my mom to hire them. She wants to. Every time she walks into this park, when she walks a dog, we got a neighbor that gets really pissed off because our dogs are usually off the leash when she's going in there, and there's a sign that says you can't have your dogs off the leash. So she keeps saying she wants to put a flaming bag of poop on his door and film it. So I recommended a drone. So you know what? I might have to give him a call.
All right.
Imagine.
There you
getting
go.
that call. I got a pretty average.
Russell
Stick
Jones,
it
that's
to
your
him and show the
accomplice.
neighborhood he's not powerful anymore.
Okay.
Funny.
Yeah, that was tangential. Let's move on.
He called the shit poo.
This is what Ben and Mike do best. Is they definitely keep it fun in between songwriting with the inside jokes and the little
terrible.
sayings.
But it's way worse.
It
yeah,
gets
it's way worse.
derailed quick. We were at the Dirty Honey concert. Mid drum solo.
Dirty
Slang.
honeysuckle.
Yeah, Dirty Honeysuckle.
I heard 8 rats.
Yeah. And so
Honeysuckle
He rats on stage in front of everybody.
Suckle rat eater.
Yeah, that's a good band.
I like that. Yeah.
it's
That's
like
a good band. Honeysuckle Rat.
Honeysuckle Radiators.
that's
The new
Side
Strobe Light
project.
Casualties.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
That is cool.
Side project.
You got a drummer?
yeah.
I'll play guitar.
Yeah.
We got a
Let's
drummer.
do it.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Honeysuckle
Honeysuckle
on.
Rat Eaters are bored. Or just
There it is.
Tune in.
But it was like mid drum solo, and he's got his snare off to like make it sound more boomy. And these guys around a crowd full of people were like, "Hey, buddy, you forgot the snare. Snare's off, bro." Like the whole time, like, "Hey, the snares are off, man. I can't hear the snare." And like lots of people are turning around looking.
Where's my snare?
Yeah, and they just kept laying it on. Like our buddy that went with us had to
Kept
just
saying
walk
river.
deeper into the crowd
Yeah,
to get away
river.
from
I don't
us.
know
I was
why.
like, I don't know these guys. It's too much.
Yeah, we kept saying river.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Just
just
at the end of
because
like
they thought
every
it was-
verse of the song, just river,
River.
like river.
Yep, they will take like a word and just
Well, let's be
it's
to
their
the
thing for the rest of the day.
It's actually brain dead.
My
It's
wife and
not-
I have, I'm a vegetable right now. Because there's a part in a Michael Jackson song, you want to be starting something? Where he keeps saying I'm a vegetable.
Yeah, I'm a
I
vegetable.
did not think it was, I'm like, I got to be hearing that wrong. You know, so like I
So
looked
that's
up,
the actual lyric.
that's the
That
actual,
is the actual
I
lyrics,
looked it
yeah.
up,
I
I
always
looked it
thought
up today, and like we have home offices upstairs, so I sent her like a Teams message like of the lyrics. I'm a vegetable. Yeah. She's like, that's not really it, is it? Apparently it is.
I
No,
really
it is, yeah.
appreciate lyricists that write like obscure stuff just so
Like
you
From the
Jackson.
heart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from the
like
heart.
a
No,
vegetable.
but
From
you
the
know, like,
artichoke heart.
sometimes it's funny to see if you're listening. Like Harvey Danger always does that. Like they always throw in some like really off the wall lyrics like mid verse to see if you're like paying attention. Or he does like good inflection with his voice. He'll like say stuff louder and to drive a point home.
Yeah.
Like I'm a vegetable.
Yep. But I've got $15 in my pocket. That's a new Strobe
Yeah,
Lights hit.
Oh, jeez.
Now you don't want to talk about
That's gonna
it.
go off the rails.
Yeah, no.
That happens.
Yeah.
Although you guys don't have enough alcohol on your side.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly
It was a
what I'm
hefty
saying.
drive. And it was rainy, so
Yeah,
go
I
for
hear
a
ya.
beer or two. But
I was
Yeah.
rough after that last one, after the sea level.
Oh, yeah.
I was sleeping on the couch that night with the
Yeah, I had to
TV
stop-
on.
I had to stop like after my first one at sea level 'cause I had to drive to Ashtabula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not. I just had to make it up the stairs.
I got that same drive tonight actually. But on the way down here it was raining so bad I almost canceled this. I'm like, guys, just,
Really?
like, forget it.
Well, we appreciate you sticking it out.
Yeah.
yeah.
We do bring the casualties with us. It's just what we do.
It's part of the name.
Yeah. No, that's awful.
Bring the casualties with you.
Yeah, we're trying to think of. I've always like tried to, you got like bands that refer to their fan bases like, a name like Slipknot has like the Magus or stuff. I was thinking like Strobe Light Faculties. Like they're just part of it.
Just casuals.
Yeah, the Strobe Light Casuals.
Super casuals.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Casual ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a casual tie.
Casual ties. Why did I just get that now?
Yeah. It's got like fucking Looney Tunes on it or something.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Strobe Light Cemetery.
I'll insert a cricket
Or
sound
bodies.
effect right there.
Please do.
One of my first bands, we actually had a cricket sound effect that I
That's
had
wicked.
ready to go because we would play these venues that were just empty,
Yeah.
Nice.
and we'd get done with the song and it's just a rocker, nothing.
Yeah.
What are we doing tonight? Crickets. Yeah, I had a little sample pad thing I would hit and
wicked.
played crickets.
That's the scariest part of a show though, trying to get crowd involvement. Like, you guys, come on, and you just hear.
Yep.
You
It's
know,
all
yeah.
him. He's the only one that's got to worry about it.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
look for it, reach it out. It's tough. You send it out there, it sometimes gets brought back. But the show's been on the come up, like a little more, bigger turnouts, ish, and then definitely more involvement. The energy's been up, but like we like feeding off that whatever's in the room, playing through it and seeing what they like. But like we've been trying a big focus, maybe not huge, but we've been trying to like do jams to let the show not stop. That way you can't walk away, right? Like it's still something. There's still music on stage, and we got into the Mario Underground Tube theme at the last show, and that seemed to have a good response. Yep, we've done plenty of little jams, but I like the one we did into Fallen Words a lot. Listening back to that, that's a good key.
That was cool. It was cool to start with too.
Yeah. We always try to play around with the set order. Like that's a bit like having shows that are mainly original music. You try to do the highs and the lows and the valleys and all that. Once we were introduced, because we're all learning together. Like once we were finally introduced what a stage layout is. Like when we played the beach, like, "What's your stage layout?" We're like, "What's a stage layout?"
What's stage right?
Yeah, and so after we figured what those were, and we started like
We were talking about Minnesota with stage right, stage
Yeah,
left.
Yeah,
I
we were
know.
so confused on which
It's
one's
tough.
right, which is
Yeah.
left.
Usually I just get somewhere. I'm like, where are 2 power cables? Like, where's 2 plugs for me? But after learning what stage layouts were, we started focusing on like the set order around that because he does do guitar and some stuff. We're trying to make it easy on him. But recently we got some feedback from a more reputable musician, and he was letting us know that like you got to make each show different and make each show special. So when we ended the year with the show out in the Rialto Theater in Akron with Run for Cheryl and Cadillac Loverboy.
That was a cool show.
That
I think
was
that's
a
my
sweet
favorite
show.
venue.
Yeah,
That was a
awesome.
great. The Rialto was cool because they got a bar under a big loft, and so the green room's kind of like up top, so you're just looking down, getting ready to play the show. It was pretty sweet. And the Cadillac Loverboy absolutely lit the place up.
Yeah,
Like,
that group of bands,
that was a good little group. I
Definitely,
enjoyed
that was
that
fun.
one a
I'm
lot.
so excited for Cadillac Loverboy to release
It was
their album.
yeah,
Yeah,
that was
so
that was
Very
just
pumped
as
about it.
exciting
I love
as the
those guys.
show.
Those are Akron guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joel. It's Joel. I just said it
Joel.
again. It's Joe. Oh my god.
Yeah, Joel.
He's gonna
I love
watch
Joel.
this. Well, like his Instagram handle makes me trip on it, and like it says Joel. Joe, this last name, and I just said Joel. Dude, this is embarrassing. This is tough. No, but
Thanks, Joel.
we
Joe.
played. Yeah, Joel.
Joel.
Joe.
Joel.
Okay, Joe.
Joel.
Joe.
Joe.
Jewel.
Oh,
Gerald.
Jeez.
Young Gerald.
We're in it deep. Yeah. Young Gerald is kind of like Loverboy. No,
When we have
we
him on
played.
here, it's just gonna be Joel the whole time.
Yeah,
We'll introduce it with
we
Billy
played with them
Joel
at the
playing.
place. Music is cool because you can get pizza upstairs.
Music is really cool.
Yeah, I love that place.
Good
My
spot.
sister had her
Pizza
wedding
upstairs.
reception there.
That's
like
wicked.
15, 20 years ago. That was the place.
Yeah, it's cool.
We did Jurgles in Pittsburgh. That had the thing where the green room
Green was
overlooked.
upstairs.
That's
That was
pretty
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The green room definitely like matters, Like the Winchester's green room is convenient that it's just off to the side and there's a bathroom there.
It is nice, yeah.
It is convenient, and then you can just get a little space to clear your head. It's not like it's like that crazy or like the pressure, but it's just like there's not a lot of
Place to
people out
get
there.
away.
It feels
Right.
like a grad party sometimes. Like you walk around, thank you so much for coming. It's nice to see you. What's new with you? It's small talk, and then all of a sudden it's like it's time to check. It's time to go. We always try to gather up and be like, dude's ready. Let's do it.
That's the first time I saw you guys. It was, I think, the first concert after, like, shutdown had gone up a little bit.
Oh, right
off
on.
a little bit. You were at Chewy Center that time, too.
Oh, really? At Winchester?
Yeah, I think end of 2020.
End of 2020 we were with Grav in November.
Or maybe it was Grab.
It was Grav and just us, right? We opened for them, and then they played.
pretty
They
sure.
played a bunch of sets. They
Right,
did the
the
Grateful Dead
Winchester.
set.
Okay, yeah.
And they had
that
Josh.
was- that was-
They had
what
the
it was,
third
that's
Josh
what it
join them, and it was 2 drummers. Yeah,
that was
that was wicked. I
That was
remember.
it, yeah.
I remember
And I've
just
seen you with
falling
Chewy Center as
asleep
well,
backstage.
too.
Like they were
Okay,
so good,
cool.
but I was gassed. I got off work that day, and I was like falling asleep to like Grav rocking the house, like everything. 2 drummers, keys. Mike was on keys for him, and they were slaying it. And it was like 2 a.m. by the end of the night. I was like, dude, I gotta go home. Like
didn't
they've
say
always
that like
they
that.
like grew up on bar gigs, man. I saw them at Bullfrogs in the quarry. Like they would always play for us.
That's a throwback.
Bullfrogs is where we played.
That's
Man,
the
back in
throwback.
open mic night.
Where's that?
Yeah.
Open jam
It
there.
was
It's
a
in,
sports bar north of
Ridgeville,
North
right?
Ridgeville.
Yeah, Ridgeville.
That's where we practiced for the high school rock off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where Brad would always send us.
Yeah, we
Open
kind of
mic night at
all
Bullfrogs.
The best.
kind of all grew up there, and we played Bar 145 with Dave Shetzley.
Bar 1
I remember
in-
that.
in Kent.
And you,
No, in Avon. It was just like random.
Yeah.
Like
They
it
did have
was,
one there,
dude. It's
too,
where the
yeah.
melt is now. Yeah, in Avon.
What was that one really narrow
1, 4,
gig that we
5.
played?
Oh,
AJ
Rocco's.
AJ Rocco's, yeah. AJ, the whole
Played a
room was really
bunch
narrow.
of
We barely all
covers.
fit on stage.
Yeah, played a bunch of like Weezer.
Yeah, we did like Bruno Mars.
Yeah, we
We had that Bruno Mars randomly.
Yeah, it was
That's just such a weird
That
thing.
was so terrible.
It was there's heritage though, man. There's learning experiences and all that, and to now find our vibe, it's definitely all rock based. I would say that's our like. Well,
It's
I don't know.
definitely-
We don't put genres on it, bro. Like we
Yeah.
we have
Yeah,
our
we try to
stuff,
mix
but
it
like
up.
if we say alternative because we know it's not mainstream. But like I personally say alt rock just because like.
It is
four-piece
rock-based.
rock. And, like there's rock instruments. I don't know. But we always have different songs. Like in our song "Under the Moon," some people say it's like reggae-like and stuff, which
It's a little reggae-ish.
I'll take it. Jay
Yeah.
definitely did a good job making it. Like I believe verbatim, he's like, we were like, well, I want to do this vocally. I want to create like a stereo image or whatever. And I wanted. He's like, yo, let the stoner do like the reggae stuff. Like, I got it. And we were like, okay. And there's echoes in there, and it sounds great.
Yeah, that's
And I've
super
heard from you
bubbly.
and a couple other people that Scrap Boogie's kind of punk rock a little bit.
Yeah, it's
It
great.
is,
Like
yeah.
we dance around. We have a lot of different influences. Like
Yeah. So we all listen to different
yeah.
stuff.
People always
Yeah,
say,
we
like,
all
"What's your
have
main
different-
influence?" Like, dude, that's loaded for me. Like, I
Let's
can't
get
say no.
into
I love
that
them
for
all.
each of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ben, you take it
Get you
first.
started.
Mine's weird. I actually like a lot of like the indie stuff. Like I love like Mac DeMarco. I like weird chord progressions. I like chords that people don't typically use that fit really well
If you
together.
play a major 7,
Like,
he
I
wags
like-
his tail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He loves
a
those
major
chords.
69. I'm on board.
Yeah.
Like, I like hearing people like kind of experiment a little bit and find stuff that sounds good that like not a lot of other. It's not formulaic that a lot of other bands do. That's why I like Mac DeMarco a lot. I think his chord progressions are weird, but they work really well. So he's one of my favorites.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of like the
Is
older
that it?
stuff.
That's your only influence?
Oh no, I got a whole list of influences. I put that. I mean, my favorite band is Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's not in that mold, but I would say that's more of the genre that I listen to a lot. But Red Hot Chili Peppers, I love their dynamics.
Yeah.
I mean, if I came up listening to Flea, I learned to slap before I learned how to play with my fingers. I'm still not very good at playing with my fingers. But Red Hot Chili Peppers is probably my biggest influence. But I bring a lot into.
Yeah, I like the older stuff, like 60s, 70s. That's kind of my wheelhouse. Like the Beatles, I think, are the best songwriters of all time, any band.
Yeah.
I like the Guess Who, like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young.
We were just jamming Beatles and Guess Who.
Really?
Right
Yeah.
on. Dude, this is
That's
what?
awesome. Yeah, like Zeppelin,
Well, he
Rush.
just got that bass.
Yeah, the little Beatle bass.
Yeah,
knockoff.
big time.
They were
That's
blowing
nice.
about President's Day sale, $129. I was
That's
like,
nothing.
what? Okay,
That's
free
when I-
shipping.
When I was playing the George Harrison telly, and we were like, what Beatles do you know? All right, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah, yeah.
What did we end up doing? We did Don't Let Me Down.
Nice.
And
Saw her standing there.
Don't Let Me Down's fun
I was
to
doing
jam.
the woo.
That is fun.
Yeah.
We've jammed Lady Madonna live too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always
Yeah,
playing Lady
yeah.
Madonna on his keyboard.
But yeah, no, like I think Paul McCartney's he's probably my favorite songwriter. And then as far as like newer stuff, I like Cage the Elephant. Kind of like the classic like alternative rock, Black Keys.
oh yeah.
Anything Dan Arbach. Yeah, I think that would be my wheelhouse of stuff. But I'm like I like the stuff Ben likes, and I also like the stuff Nate likes. So
Yeah, we all
I
have
feel like I don't really tie myself down to
Yeah, I
one
got a
genre.
list somewhere.
our roots kind of like tie in together, if you will. Like we all have similar.
Yeah,
We have our,
all
like-
appreciate each other.
Yeah, we like Mike's always really liked Rush. I think Rush is insane. I was
Yeah.
not the biggest fan of Geddy Lee's voice. It's like nothing against them; they're wicked. But like I definitely still listen to them all. Like Working Man's a great song and all that stuff. But like he kind of showed me. I kind of showed you like maybe more like blues rock. I was really big into like Scott Sherrard and the Brickyard Band. He played with Greg Allman. I did a workshop down at Fur Peace Ranch with Jorma Kalkinen. Like I like Hot Tune and all that. I was like always into psych rock.
You showed me a lot of good heavier stuff too. Like you showed me Dirty Honey.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of hard rock, but like my my like favorite stuff to listen to is like early 2000s new metal. And we don't play anything like that. But, like Limp Bizkit, big time.
You showed me a pretty great cover of Man's Not Hot. Metal
Oh
version.
yeah, the
It's
metal
pretty
version,
great.
man,
It's
it's
pretty
not hot.
great.
Slaps, yeah. I also like Linkin Park. I like Red Hot Chili Peppers, big time. Black
I
Keys.
feel like we all like
Cage Elephant.
the Wood Brothers,
Yes, yeah, we love.
which is
seen
something
that
that like
with
it's like more folk rock, but we all love it. So.
I when I like think of a band where I like people always think of like the brand and the image and the people associated with it. I like to think about their songwriting ability. Like
Yes.
Wood Brothers for me offers like it shows me how much like 3 people can make music.
Yeah,
like
it's
how much
insane.
music you can squeeze out
They're
of
pretty
3
impressive,
people.
and they play a whole bunch of different
And
instruments.
they're very
I love
comfortable.
I love,
And
yeah.
like we've seen Welsh Arms, like they actually made it out of Cleveland. They were, you know, guys just like us. They went. I'm pretty sure someone went to Avon
went to
Lake.
Avon Lake,
Yeah, and our first bass player ever was the same
Was that
kid's
Norm?
mom. That was it's Harrison.
Harrison, yeah.
Norm.
Harrison was
Harrison played
I
bass
forgot
for the
he
8th
played
grade
bass.
talent show. That was
That's
like our
funny.
first taste of fame, bro. It was over after that. They held the buses and we got to play 3 songs. We played like Gold on the Ceiling,
Like Seven Nation Army.
Seven Nation
like, very
Army,
cliche
and
rock songs.
we also what was the Beverly Hills by Weezer.
Yeah.
we
It was
kept that
middle
one
school,
around
dude.
for a
Come
while.
on,
actually did
like this
play
is when
Beverly
you.
Hills a couple times.
Yeah, that's decent.
And then
It's
as we
fine.
evolved, I became the gimme gimme guy in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, gimme. Nice. And then we figured out like Ben has falsetto. We should probably like start writing our own music and use that instead of just. I think we all kind of played a bunch of the same style, like 4-chord rock covers, and we were getting sick of it.
Yeah.
Like we kind of did that as like high schoolers, and by the time we put a lot of time and effort into the Tri-C High School Rock Off, we really wanted that, and I think we all had expectations and hopes that it would like because you got a spot on like Warped Tour if you wanted stuff, and like I'm pretty sure the band that wanted the year we did it isn't even a band anymore. Right? Did you say that?
Is it the
Waves.
Waves?
The Waves won it all the year we
That's
did it.
right, because
Yeah.
their bassist was in Evergreen
Evergreen
Hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good to see those guys are all still out there and playing and stuff. And the Rock Off was a good
I think
experience. It got
Montage
you-
still does it. I think
Yeah.
Montage is still
Yeah,
out there.
they-
I love Montage.
It's
They were
all
a
about
treat to watch live.
learning like the live performance aspect, like crowd involvement and all that. But you look back at like the YouTube videos from like the years, you're like, wow, we were trying so hard to like act like rock. Like it's not like that, you know. It's just
Yeah.
like now I feel like what we're trying to promote the most out of this band is like we're just 4 dudes. Like we're just friends. These are my guys. I don't
Yeah.
like. It's not like there's some titles or some like scene we're in. It's just like these are my boys and we all jam and then
Yeah.
we started writing songs together and
I wish we did it earlier.
Big
honestly.
time. I know, I
we,
wish
we
we
spent
stuck
a
it
lot
out.
of energy on the Rock Off, and we needed to have like a couple covers ready because we didn't have originals written
Yep.
by the time that we needed to like start going. Like, we spent a lot of time and energy on.
we were definitely
Getting ready for a
tadpoles
Rock
for
Off
a long
performance.
time.
Yeah, we would practice 3 songs for like 5 months straight.
Yeah, like imagine what we could have gotten out of
Right,
it.
exactly.
Like we
The
could have
amount
just
of
wrote
time.
our own first couple tracks, and by the end, it's like school had been recording, but everybody went off and did their own thing. But I think it's crazy that we all connected back up.
For sure.
Like he was at OSU after going to Mercyhurst, and Ben was at Cincy. And
Yeah.
we kind of all really wanted to make it work. And like all this band needs is more time, you know.
Yeah.
Like we have a board like the size of this flag, just full of song titles that are all working titles and full of stuff we want to get back to. It's just we never get the time because for us at the we're broke, dude. It's you're either gigging a bunch and then you get the money and then you record with that money. So it's usually either heavy gigging or heavy writing, but we've kind of been balancing it a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done a good job.
Everybody's kind of we're growing for
I
sure.
think we swung a little bit more towards writing the last
Yeah.
couple months. We're gonna do that
It's
for the
paying
next
off,
couple
though.
months
The
because
chops
we
are
have
beefy.
so
Yeah.
much
Well,
like
don't call me
stuff
on that.
backlogged that we want to work on. Like we'll always bring something up, be like, "Oh, dude, this sounds really cool." Then we'll jam it for a little bit, then we'll drop it because we need to get to
Right.
a gig and start getting
Yeah.
ready for it.
But like even as we were writing a song, I started playing like a lick like subconsciously, and then Jesse's like, "Dude, play that again. That was sweet." We like
That always
like
happens.
Yeah.
sometimes we'll do
Sometimes
like
by
breather
mistake, yeah.
jams, and then we'll have all these titles, but we're just feeling something else. Like again, we try to go back to the like we're not like a concept album band, but like this next album, we're at least trying to group the songs to the same general mood or feeling. And also offering a variety of tempos and like keys. We're not trying to just make it like a factory set. Like we play 4 chords in A minor. Here you go. It's a whole album of it. We're trying to sprinkle it up and change it. But
We spruce nicely.
yeah, the feng shui is underway. That's an album title, man.
Yeah, it's underway. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
Put it on the board.
Bread
The
eating.
same thing.
feng
A
shui.
board full of like songs and like jams we've titled. We have a Google Drive just full of.
Yeah, we've
when
done
we hit
that for
record
like,
there. And so we had to be all right. Well, we got to do something with this. So we just like circle them and like, all right, we're gonna work on this one, this practice.
Yeah.
And we'll spend like 20 minutes on it. Someone takes a bathroom break. We start another jam. Instead of working on that, we come up with 3 new jams that practice, and the
Yeah.
board gets bigger. I go, oh
Right.
goddamn.
The best.
So,
okay.
so now our shows are just like
Don't-
songs we used to play, and then like 35 seconds of whatever, of this
Yeah.
of oh, that Chili Peppers jam in
Right, but
between.
yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
right.
find out how they string. But I think the most important thing is keeping track of like the keys and how close they kind of can mesh. Maybe for key changes, we've been getting into that modulations and stuff. But we've also
We did
like
one modulation.
one,
but
yeah, okay.
it's-
We've
it's
been
more
getting
than-
into
yeah.
dipping our
trying.
big toe into it. But also like I've taken stuff from one song that was a working track that we haven't visited in forever and like try to bring it back into a new track and it
Right.
was
I
like
think that's the
repurpose
best
that
way to
stuff.
write.
It is.
Yeah.
I think that's the best
Having
way
a
to
big
write.
old filing cabinet
Yeah.
that is not organized, and you just grab papers out and start stacking them.
Yeah, when I think of like a riff in my head, I always record it down on my phone, or I'll like write down the notes on my like notes page,
Handy
and then
notes.
sometimes like I'll just be like driving in the car or something, and one of them will be stuck in my head, and then three of them will just kind of come together. I'm like, oh, these would work really well together. That's a song.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's also tough too because I think all three of us are constantly writing new stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like on the way here, I almost sent them something I wrote today. But I was like, it's too good. I gotta show the boys.
He's holding
in
out on us.
person.
He wants to show us in
This is
person.
mine. This is for my solo record.
Well, and Jesse is writing songs now too.
Yeah.
and we haven't.
He is. I'm excited to hear what he comes up.
Yeah.
Well, we have. It sounded great.
It sounded
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good. We just
Again, it's just
Again,
the time.
we never dived into
The
it.
full-time job and life cycle, but you don't want it to be like an excuse, you know. It's always about trying to get back together and write more because it's like a huge release for me. And I know there's a lot of people that like lock themselves away to write, but for me, like ever since we were kids, ever since we had a PA, I was like, well, somebody's got to use it. So you know, like just going for it and just singing while we play. And that's like how I write the best. Usually, like mid-song, I'll stop them and be like, all right, I'm gonna write some lyrics. You guys keep working on that, and we just chip away at it. And within it might be over a couple different rehearsals, but within like 8 hours or so, we usually work out a song, and
Yep.
we just try to capitalize on it. And like a big thing for us is we'll record everything live and get the scratches we like, and then the next day, like I'll get in there early and do vocals, and then we throw down on the embellishments, and we see where it goes. With the like tiniest little skull clamp of like, this needs to get finished though by the end of this weekend. And that's
Right.
proving to be a bigger skull clamp. We're trying to. I think everybody wants to get a little more experimental. Like we've been jamming and getting a little more riffy, getting a little more melodic, but we've never really had like a talk about like, hey, this is the real keys play in the band, or this is what the guitar should do. Like we maybe need to start like nudging each other a little more, and just being like, hey, what if the keys really led this song, and then what if the
I
guitar
definitely
play
think
more
so.
goes, yeah, and
I hear the
just
keys
more
lead some of your
communication.
stuff.
Yeah, the keys, big thing, because you know, I don't know. Most bands that we've gigged with, I don't see other keyboard players. And when we do, it's even more reason to connect with them, right? You know, we're like, oh, dude, it's so nice. Like, our sounds go together because we both have keyboard players. But I definitely feel spoiled being the only guitar player. I get to do what I want. It's awesome. And the downside is I'm also the only person I'm also the only lead singer. Everybody sings. You should see the sound guy when we're like, we're setting up and there's like 15 minutes showtime. How many mics to do? You're like 4. They're like, oh, sweet. But everybody's taking over on like the backups and harmonies, and it's starting to grow more. I think these newer songs have more of a vocal impact, more of a focus. We have a couple other ones we're saving. We're trying to buy ourselves some time to finish this up. You know,
Yeah, we'll
space
probably
out with
release
singles.
the next one like April or something.
And it seems like the spring's kind of picking up, and hopefully late summer we'll have this all banged out for our typical fall release, I guess.
Probably late summer, yeah, early fall.
But we always try to. It's big for us. We've talked to an artist, Olivia, and she's helped us out with all of our It was cool that we got to make that
Yeah,
burger
for
joint
sure.
art for that and see where it goes. But we've definitely gotten. It's more pictures recently, and I kind of like it.
Yeah, we've been doing
It's like
pictures for
stills.
the single art.
I love the just still
It's very
shot
simple,
album
yeah.
cover where it's like no
we don't overthink
words,
it.
nothing else, just like a picture. I'm a big fan of that. We could do a little bit more of that.
Simplicity and beauty, or definitely not. Well, but at the same time, you know, then some people don't even know the album name; they just know the album art. Like, what's that one
Yeah.
album? You're like, it's the one that's like pink and blue. You're like, oh, you
Yeah.
mean Turn Blue? They're like, yeah, that one.
I was showing my brother a song the other day. I forgot which band it was, but I was like, "Yeah, I'm sure you've heard this before." And he's like, "No, I haven't." And
See
he's
the
like,
album cover.
but it's like I saw the cover,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it was on Spotify or something. He's like, "I remember Dad had that album."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
you
no
should listen to it sometime.
Do you guys think album art dictates a little bit how good people think a song or an album is? Like, do you think
It's got
subconsciously
to a little
people? I think it influences people. a
Yeah.
little
I
bit.
think less now than like I'm a geezer, so in the past when you would pick up something that
Oh,
was this
that's,
big.
that's
and
just
right.
cool.
like,
Yeah.
it had a huge influence, you know. Like
I
I
would say
remember
CDs though, yeah.
I shouted the devil from Motley Crue when I was
Right,
like
right.
5 years old.
Because that's like a portrait.
It's black
That's
with
a
a
portrait you
black
can frame.
pentagram on there. I was like, well, this is gonna be cool.
Yeah.
You know?
It catches the eye.
There's definitely the it's like the sensation of like there's something you can touch and feel like, and so maybe like CDs, maybe that's when it
Yeah,
started
CDs
impacting
and
because like
vinyls.
when I don't know what people have in their car, like back in the era of hopping in somebody's ride in high school, you know, and pulling out a CD,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't know any of these bands, but this is a cool
But it looks
picture.
cool.
So yes, I think it
Yeah.
does.
I think like while you're listening to a song, sometimes it can influence how you feel about the song. Like that's something I've noticed more. Like when I'm listening to stuff in the car, I'll glance over at like the album art of whatever I'm listening to, and putting the music like to the visual aspect of it too. I think that has an impact. I think it has an impact on your experience. Like there's some songs that like I'll look at album art from something and the album art's really bad. But I like kind of close my eyes and don't think about it. I'm like, you know what? I like this song a little bit better. I can't name anything specific right now. It's just something weird I've been noticing, like since I've been in the car.
It's a loop. It's going back into the MTV cycle. Right? Like
Yeah.
I need a
Could
visual
be.
to go with this
It could be.
music.
Yeah.
I think the visual aspect is very important. I actually do.
You can create a brand. Like there's certain like I've seen so many knockoff stickers that are just in the Stadium Arcadium font
Yeah.
because it's
With
Yeah.
the Led
cool
Zeppelin
font. Yeah.
font is
Oh right. It's like every tattoo shop you drive by. You know?
Like I think the Californication album, I think it's got like some of the best art. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's cool, for
captivating.
sure,
It's
yeah.
a cool color. It's warm. Like I don't know, just listening to the songs and looking at that album cover, it just evokes, I think, a better.
Well, you gotta have a good
it's
album
cool
cover to have a
experience.
cool
It's an immersive
poster and be on
experience.
some kid's bedroom wall, right? Like
Right.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Marketing.
Yeah, that
essentially.
too. That too.
Yeah,
You're right.
songs you really know when you're listening to them. That picture's in the back of your head. All the time.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, big
yeah,
time.
it's there. You
Yeah.
think about it. You
I've
won't be
always,
looking at a
for
shitty
some reason,
picture in
I've
the back of your
always
head.
like found
Yeah,
houses of the
houses,
holy to be like really interesting. I'm like, why are these girls like purple?
Yeah.
Where are they crawling to?
Yeah.
It's
That was all supposed to be like just a regular picture, but it
in
was
the negative setting or something.
yeah, it was super cloudy. I
Oh,
just read
really?
this like last week.
So there was no effects on that. That's just
No,
how it
it's
turned
two
out?
twins. I think a boy and a girl, and they just it's
Yeah, they
all
shot
in
them and put the pictures on.
is it
Southeast.
Scotland?
okay.
Is it Scotland or?
Wow.
gonna
It's
guess
either
Wales.
Scotland
Over
or
there.
yeah,
Wales.
but there's some formations there that they were climbing up, and they just took a bunch of shots and
Wicked.
I just thought that was like a
Together.
painting.
no, it's actually
Yeah.
from
No
photography.
way. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just learned that like last week.
Sweet.
I think
The other
on
day,
Instagram or
I found
something.
out a super random fact, had nothing to do with music, but I think I told you guys. You ever seen Tropic Thunder?
Yeah.
Okay, so when Jack Black like flies off that buffalo, he like apparently almost died. Like there was like a rock like 2 inches or 2 feet to the right. Like if he would have hit his head on it, he would have definitely like died. Or they were in the middle of jungle, blood loss or something.
Wow.
But the reason that buffalo kicks him off in the movie is because the buffalo's pissed because it's pregnant. And so they had like a calf like later after the movie was shot, and they named the buffalo JB.
Nice.
I saw it on a YouTube video. So
Let's
facts
do
to
the 216.
The 216. Hey, we're still recording too. All right. So we have our segment, the 216. We gave you guys a little bit of a preview for it. It's been a hit with the fans. I think we have like 4 whole views.
Yeah, well, it's like double last week.
I think most people tune out about 30 seconds in. They just like our intro music. And,
Well, we don't talk about gear as much anymore.
We don't.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody
That's
got
something
that
I can
far.
get into though.
Yeah.
It'd be a long podcast.
So the 216 is going to be 2 desert island albums, 1 venue you'd love to play, and 6 artists that we should know about. So I guess like with a group setting, we'll do like the 2s and the 1s for individuals, and then the 6 you can do together.
Okay.
Does that
Okay.
sound fair?
We each do 2 for the 6. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Sure.
Sweet.
Even Steven.
Even Steven.
Where should we start?
Let's start with the two.
We-
Desert Island
Two
albums.
Desert Island albums.
Well, let's
for me.
consult the list.
So because
Yeah,
it's
we have a-
tropical
yeah, segment.
sounding,
No
and I
looking
feel
up, you
like
gotta know.
No looking up?
Yeah,
Okay.
Don't
no looking
look
up.
Oh,
No,
okay.
okay, I can
Alright.
tell you. I
Yeah,
can
I
tell
got it,
you.
I got it.
So for me, because we're on an island, it's got to have some sort of like happy music or something to keep me sane. And also, I don't know, I just love this album. Probably Jack Johnson, On and On, 2003. I've always liked the songs on that. I really like Traffic in the Sky and Taylor. I always thought that kind of strung along nicely, but I would also need something like beefy, something that has a lot of tracks on it to listen to. And so, honestly, I'd probably go like Around the World by ELO.
Oh.
That's good.
Nice.
I would have to go Abbey Road. just because I love the ending of that album, how it all strings together. And then I would probably go Rush. I'd probably go either Moving Pictures or no, I'll stick with Moving Pictures. Yeah,
That's a nice. That's
Locked
I'm
it
with
in
you on those
Trebek.
two.
Moving Pictures and Abbey Road. I'm locking it in.
Yeah, that's
Those are some gold staples.
yeah, that's awesome. Also, everybody, I know I've said this before on the podcast, but if you have like a good set of headphones and you can use like Dolby Atmos, Abbey Road mixed in that Dolby
Oh,
Atmos
so good.
is insanely good.
Same with Revolver.
Yeah, they just released
Yeah,
that one.
Revolver was
We
unreal.
talked about that. They used some like FBI technology to
Really?
be able to separate the tracks.
Yeah.
Because they would listen in on like mobsters talking in a restaurant and they had to be able to separate voices.
No way.
So they used it on these tracks because it was only done on 4 tracks, and we're able to split apart all the instruments into individual tracks and remix it.
Yeah, I
Nice.
definitely would love to do a live session at the Pentagon then. That'd be
Is that your
That-
venue?
that
That's
was
your
what
venue?
I said.
yeah, sure.
We'll count it.
Pentagon.
We'll count it.
Yeah, I want to just play for like the president and be like, hey, what's up? Thanks for leading the country. Like play that before that'd be wicked, and be like, can I have $5? That's
Have a
stupid.
ride
They'll
home.
probably give you 6.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you're a good president, I'll sell the signed picture on eBay. If you're bad, I'll sell the signed picture on eBay.
Mine are probably Intervisions by Stevie Wonder. Is that what it's called? The one with Living for the City on it?
Yeah.
Okay,
With like,
that's-
the yellow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of them probably.
I don't know. I kind of
My other
Songs in the
one.
Key of Life.
Jeez. No, I'm taking that one over Songs in Key of
Okay.
Life. I think it's underrated. It's
Okay.
got no filler on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably go with. Oh my goodness, this sucks. Yeah, I guess I'll go.
Deep ocean.
I guess I'll go Californication.
Nice.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah,
Cool.
2 one-word albums.
All right.
All right. Yeah, you don't have to keep Pentagon.
That would be a great
One
venue.
venue
I'll
I'd
take
like
it.
to play. Red Rock.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Like outdoor
That'd be
gigs
so
are
cool.
so like picturesque. I think they're sweet. Yeah, Red Rock.
Yeah.
Unless I could go back in time and play like Woodstock. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
just something outdoor and huge.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Red Rock was. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. What about that that amphitheater in Australia? What's it?
The Sydney Opera
Yeah,
House.
Sydney Opera House. There you go.
That'd be wicked.
Yeah, I mean, if you could pick one, may as well
Yeah,
go
it's a
big.
pretty cool
Yeah.
place.
Mine's definitely the rooftop that the Beatles played.
There you
Let
go.
It Be
Yeah,
on
Sweet.
Studios.
Yeah, I just
Apple Music.
I don't know many
Rooftop.
venues, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just know that one. That would be sweet. Just
That
like
would
play
be
it up
really
there
cool.
with
That's
everybody
another
watching.
good one.
Yeah,
That's a good answer.
absolutely.
Maybe like a solo session at the Sky Deck in Chicago,
Nice.
just alone in a glass box.
All right, we need 6 artists we should be checking out.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I able to consult a list for this one?
No.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Do you need the list?
What? No.
No, I don't need the list.
Dude, raw dog
That's
it.
fine.
No phone.
Raw dog it.
I'll start off by saying the Wood Brothers. I think we all love the
Wood Brothers are solid.
Yeah, they're great.
Cool.
Your turn.
I know. I'm just trying to. Well,
They could be Cleveland artists too.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That's what it started out as, like Cleveland artists to check out, but any artists.
Yeah, I mean, we really like the Stereotypes.
Stereotypes are pretty
They're
cool.
good.
Yeah,
and they're coming out with a lot of music.
They come out with a lot
recently.
of music, and they're like more new wave. I'd throw Grav personally on the list. Like, they're a very interesting group of dudes. They write like some of the most busy chord progressions, and they do all the modes and everything. Like they can play one song right into another. But Thundercrack just for me is like
Thundercrack's
such a great
I
track.
like to think about it.
Thing
I
about
love
it.
Hubba.
All the
Hubba's
hubbub.
my favorite
Cool
album of theirs.
concept. Like I applaud it for like that is like a Grav show though, for real. Like,
Yeah.
when you go,
It is. It's
there is
fantastic.
characters. Like I don't know any of the guys' names, but I see them at Grav shows. I'm like, oh, that guy's here, sick. And they're so youthful when they dance. They just don't stop.
I'd probably go with one of those Akron bands, probably Rent for Cheryl.
Cadillac Loverboys
Yeah,
Bombs.
they don't
yeah.
have any music out yet, so.
It's dropping now.
But
It's
yeah,
dropping. I'd also say. Me and Ben kind of agree on this. I think people should listen to more Childish Gambino, bro. Like, I
Yeah.
love Awaken My
No,
Love, his
I agree.
2016 album. Yeah.
Even like some of his older stuff that he
Because
rapped
the
on,
Internet.
like before Because the Internet. Yeah, I love Because the Internet. I think it's a great album. Another artist I think people should
Where are we
listen to
at?
more is
Keep going.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Shoot.
I need new music, so
Well, what about like Steve Lacy? You heard Steve Lacy? Okay, I really like
Yeah, he's
Steve
awesome.
Lacy's stuff. Like his chord progressions are usually like really simple, but he gets the job done with everything else.
I've been listening to the Walters.
Oh yeah,
They're
you showed
really
me the
cool,
Walters.
yeah.
I've been listening to a lot of the Arcs ever since you showed
Yeah,
me
the Arcs are
them.
great. Dan Arbor,
Yeah.
man.
Their new album's awesome.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Yeah, I love it.
Who
I
else?
recently saw the Way Down Wanderers. They play like in Michigan, Ohio, like the Midwest, and they're really cool. They're like folk rock and alternative.
I saw the Strokes open for the Chili Peppers in Detroit, and that took me back to a
Detroit.
Strokes phase. They're a good
Yeah.
time.
I actually just found a new band called Zoo Funk You. They have this.
Yeah,
they
cool.
have this-
Yeah, you sent us some.
They have this EP that came out in 2016. I just randomly came out of my radio on shuffle in the car, and they have some really good stuff on it. They have a song called Jafunka Blue. Yeah, that's a mouthful. Jafunka Blue by Zoo Funk You. It's pretty good song.
Yeah, I
it's,
like
it's definitely worth checking out. Very funky.
And if you like the faster, more off the wall stuff, I always like every now and then. Like seems like it's always in the summer or something. I start listening to a bunch of Fushu Mang by Smash Mouth.
Oh,
Nice.
Love that album. Smash Mouth, like
I listen-
unironically,
I listen to
actually
Flow.
like them. Yeah,
Nice.
I like their old. Like obviously, like Astro Lounge is good. All Stars very played heavily, but it's they got a bunch of good.
I don't know if
songs.
I know that one.
No, really? Well, it's in this little movie called Shrek, and
What's that?
I don't want to spoil it.
There's like a donkey. It's pretty funny.
It's
Oh, that's
cool.
awesome.
Oh, I think I might have seen that one. You can only get that in Mexico, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I think so. I think so. There's actually there's one band that nobody knows that I think everyone should know called Crash. Called Crash Kings.
Yeah, Crash Games.
Crash
dude,
Games,
solid,
so
dude.
good.
You know Crash
Yeah.
Kings?
Yeah.
Awesome.
That
Yeah, they're
album's
great. I
amazing,
love them.
yeah.
Oh, and Perfect Confusion, which is Cage the Elephant before
Yeah,
Cage
Matt
the
Schultz's
Elephant.
first
It's them in
band.
high school.
Oh,
Very
nice,
good jam
nice.
rock. Very good.
What's the one like Under the Influence of Giants?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
AWOL
guy.
Nation before AWOL Nation.
Yeah, that one's
Very
Ever
good.
seen
That
Cage
album's cool.
Elephant?
I've never seen.
I
live.
saw him open.
I
Yeah,
love-
you did.
Oh,
You
yeah,
saw him open for
that was
Black
a
Keys
while
on
I
the
ago.
saw him on
Turn
to
Away.
Radio Fest on
Turn.
TV.
Just like
I saw them on
They
YouTube.
put on a fucking good show.
Yeah,
I saw
they're
them
the
on
Foo
Fire
Fighters,
Time.
man.
They're great on
Medicine at
Spotify.
Midnight. I always like that album. That just came out in 2020.
Yeah,
Foo Fighters.
Foo
I've
Fighters
seen
is-
like 7 times.
Yeah,
they were my,
so
they were
good,
my
dude.
favorite band. I got
Yeah.
a tattoo.
Right.
I saw it. It's sweet
Did you happen
tattoo.
to
Foo
see them
Fighters is
at
sick.
Sonic
Yeah.
Temple?
No. I
In
never-
2019, they had the lead singer of the Struts come out and sing Under Pressure.
Under
with
Pressure.
them.
They
It was
did that at
wicked.
Blossom too.
Yeah.
They did
That's
that the whole
nice.
tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
With
That's
Taylor
sick.
Hawkins.
It was
Nice.
wicked.
Yeah, Taylor Hawkins will come out and sing like the Zeppelin and Queen songs.
He's got a
and
great
Deep
voice.
Purple, yeah. Well, used to.
He had
Yeah.
That was about a year ago. already.
that.
Yeah,
That's
I know it's a
crazy.
bummer.
Yeah,
And then,
that's huge.
so yeah, Dave Crosby just passed away.
Did he?
Yeah, you know that.
wow.
It's heavy. Sorry to drop it to you on the air.
I'm going to see
Thanks, dude.
Tom York's new project and Johnny Greenwood, The Smile. It's
Oh,
two
okay.
guys
Yeah.
from Radiohead.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, they're gonna be at the Agora in July. We just bought tickets,
Wicked.
and that album's pretty sweet.
Been
Nice.
listening to a lot
The
of Tennessee
Smile.
Trucks too.
Jesse Trucks, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good show too. It's
Pavilion
gonna be
only.
it's gonna be my 6th time seeing them. That's my
Yeah,
favorite guitar
really?
player right
Yeah,
now.
Derek Trucks.
Oh, he's
rips.
he's unreal.
It's ridiculous.
Like just the notes he gets, he reminds me of Greg Allman on the slide. Like it's such rich
Yeah.
Oh
notes.
yeah, I saw him play set with Trey Anastasio at the Locker
Nice.
Festival a few years back.
Wicked, dude.
Yeah.
Do I get to drop one?
Yeah.
It's
Just
yeah.
your
it's
I'm
gonna
right
go
there.
with-
The Smile is mine.
I'm going with Earthless.
Okay.
Earthless.
Earthless.
Earthless, okay.
Earthless. I saw them at the grog shop. My buddy told me, he's like, hey, you got to see these dudes. You know, it's ridiculous. And went and saw them in a 3-piece. Totally blew my mind. Like, I'm like, how is that coming out of a
Right.
Stratocaster?
Yeah.
Right. The whole time I'm watching, I'm like, how the hell is he doing that? And just super nice dudes too. You know, it's a small stage, so like you get done, and I was just like, thank you. Like I was
Yeah.
having a rough
Yeah,
week,
right.
and
Oh,
he's
right,
like, oh,
yeah.
thank you for coming out. I'm like, no, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm like, I'm tracking where they're at. They're in Australia right now, and they're hitting Europe, and I think they'll be back over here.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll
Guitar
check
player,
them out.
I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he also plays with Black Crows now.
Oh,
Oh,
sick. I
nice.
saw them and Dirty Honey my birthday last year. And those are two
Yeah.
bands that I kind of got back into my wheelhouse. I like those bands a lot. Dirty Honey's wicked. They're like if Aerosmith and Guns N' Roses had a super hot daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
they,
much, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
They cover. They had a cover of Last Child.
Yeah.
That was-
His
yeah,
voice
Last
is
Child
so.
was-
They played that
Yeah,
live,
they
dude.
did.
That was sick.
Oh man, I just love that riff in Last Child. It just
Yeah.
it's just so rich. It's just good, man.
Yeah.
I've also been listening to a lot of Thaddeus Anna Green again.
Oh,
They're-
you told me about that. I never listened to this.
They were getting big in like they were on Reverb Nation a lot in 2014 through 2016, and they were like on kind of like, if you will, like more the small media coverage, but they were gaining popularity. They opened for Welshie Arms.
Yeah, I know who they are.
They're wicked, and then they finally released Stone, which is like my favorite song by them
That
that I
song
heard
was so
live.
cool, yeah.
That song was great.
Oh, I know that one.
That
That's
sounds
a great
really
song.
cool.
Great riff.
Yeah, big time. I think that's all I got for whoever listening.
I got
If you want to go and
Keep ripping
like,
it.
you know,
All right, well,
I like Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're sick.
If you haven't heard Black Pumas yet, a little
Black
little
Pumas.
late if you haven't. It's only a few years though, but like that's
They're great.
yeah,
also
that's
been
solid. You can
getting
always
down to
listen to
old
that
school
shit.
funk. Like I've been like Funkadelic, Parliament, and I've been really
Parliament,
listening
yeah.
to like Tower of Power with Gary Gerbold and the Kids
Yeah.
Wicked. And then
Yes.
dude, I've really been listening to Glide a lot. It's that 80s funk tune Glide. I honestly don't know who makes it, but I've been like on my top 100. I've also been listening to a bunch of Incubus. I'm all over the place, dude.
Oh, Incubus is good.
Incubus is
solid.
one of my favorite bands. I've seen them 6 times too.
Sick.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Another
Yeah.
underrated band I think is Whitney. They're a little
Whitney's
bit,
awesome.
yeah, they're a little bit folkier.
Yeah,
But-
they just showed up on one of my mixes.
Did they?
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you're into it. Yeah, Whitney rocks. I love
Whitney's
Whitney.
really cool.
Yeah.
Dorothy was good too for.
Yeah.
What else is there? There's Dr. Dog for people who don't know if Dr. Dog is.
Get hip to
Yeah.
that one.
Oh yeah, big
Dr.
time.
Dog is
Yeah.
really
Great
good.
musicians, a great group of musicians.
Also, let's not forget the King Gizzard and Lizardword album.
Yeah,
Gizzard album was
I just heard
slapping
another
last year.
song of
They're
theirs that's really
wicked,
good.
dude.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
just talking about them the
Oh,
last
yeah,
show.
Clay talked about them for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, they
Worth.
Well,
Worth.
you could just heard that interview, didn't you? With
Yeah.
Graf, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently, like they come up with a theme for each album that they're
Yeah.
gonna make it like that, so that
That's
they don't.
wicked, dude.
Yeah, so they don't like try and outdo the last album. It's something totally different.
Well,
So
that's a good outlook on it because I think it's all about making each piece of work shine and not comparing.
Yeah.
That's always like people say like who's the best guitarist, dude. First of all, apples to oranges, if you ask me. That's like a
Yeah.
somewhat loaded question.
Come on.
Like if you
What's
if
your
you
definition of best?
right, yeah,
exactly.
you know, and
I
everybody's
hate
like,
that.
oh, Jeff Beck, you know, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page. Like, first of all, they all do different things. They all offer like a different, you know, piece to the pie, if you will. But like most recently, I was really thinking, like when it comes down to it, like guys like Joe Perry that can rip good on fingers and slide, just like Trucks and all that. Like that's technically kind of like winning because they're best at everything. I cannot play slide for the life of me. Like, oh, open tune it, okay, and then I hit 3, 5, 7, and like I don't know what to do after that. So, I think comparing people like that is always tough for me. Like you say, like who's like your biggest influence, but there's so many like guitarist wise. Like I love Billy Gibbons, and I love Frusciante, and I love Dan Arbach. They all do very different things, though.
Yeah.
Like I'm originally from Texas, so I need to identify with that. Like I moved when I was 6. It's not like a big thing, but always like the Texas blues for sure.
ZZ Top first album. That
Oh.
guitar tone is
Dude, it's a 50.
Perfect.
It's a 59 Les Paul. It's not
Yeah,
to like,
it's
dude.
perfect.
Waiting for the bus is like always a warm up jam. Always. Ugh, such a good
Yeah,
one.
Brown Sugar for me. Like the guitar tone and Brown Sugar at the beginning. If you have headphones on too, it sounds like you're standing between him and the amp
Yep.
because you can hear the pick on the strings
Yeah.
through like I forget if it's right or left, and you hear the amp on the other
Yeah.
channel. Freaking amazing.
It's awesome.
Well, that was the 2177.
Yeah, we did.
Upside it down.
Upside it down.
Upside
Oh my
down.
goodness.
He actually
Yeah.
just recorded as the singer for their new
Yeah,
stuff that they're recording.
band Upside It Down. I want to say, don't quote me. I think we might have played their first gig with them. We played
Yeah, we did,
Vortex,
yeah.
which like used to be a strip club.
That was their
Akron.
first
The
gig.
Vortex, remember that place?
Yeah,
Yeah.
wicked show.
It's a weird place.
They did not sound like it was their first gig. Those dudes
No,
were
They're
whale.
great.
I was very
and
blown
we just
away
played
by
Dakota with
Upside
them,
Down.
and they play some straight up funk.
The
It is
Upside
some
It
good
Down.
stuff.
The
The
Upside
Upside
Down.
Down, great band name too, if you ask me.
They rock it.
They're great.
There's somebody you should listen more to. That's all right. Last
Agreed.
one, in. Buzzer Beater.
Yeah, that's my buzzer. I think I missed the buzzer, but it's okay.
It's all
I
right.
got in there.
It still counts.
The cricket
Still
buzzer.
counts.
Cool. Oh, listen to Dopapod if you guys haven't yet. They're like modern prog rock.
Sick.
Okay.
How do you spell that?
Dopapod, palindrome. So Dopa.
Dopa
Dopa
Pod.
Yeah.
Okay, Dopa Pod.
Yeah.
So we had Dopa Pod, The Smiles. What was the one that you said?
Earthless.
Just a
Earthless.
smile.
Dopa Pod. All right.
Yeah,
Okay,
right
The
there.
Smile. I'm
He's
gonna write
handy
them
with the
down.
list.
I'm
Like
gonna
he'll
write
come
them
to
down.
practice like, all right, so I have some notes. He's like,
Dopa,
how? Whoa, you're scrolling
Pod.
big time, bro. He's like, oh, there's just some other stuff.
Yeah.
What was
Or-
it?
There's one more question we always ask.
Yeah.
People,
So
and we
the
can-
the final one.
The final question.
The final
I need a movie
question.
recommendation or a TV show recommendation or YouTube channel. from each of you.
It's whichever route you want to go.
So
What you been watching?
I'm like a little. I didn't think this was gonna come out here. I'm always really late on shows, very late. Like, I think I watched The Office in like 2019.
So you going with Cheers?
Gilligan's
No,
Island.
I just started getting into Sons of
I think he's going with I Love Lucy.
No, I got into Sons of Anarchy. It's pretty bitchin'.
Oh.
I just like how often somebody dies. It keeps me in the loop, you know? I'm like,
That
okay.
was the
they're-
darkest thing you ever said.
No, dude, it takes 3 seasons to write somebody out of a show. They're just to the point like, boom, shot in the head, next. It's
Done.
very
He
entertaining.
dies.
Yeah.
Damn, that's how Game
Gonzo.
of Thrones was. Have you ever seen that?
Game
Never
of
saw
Thrones.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Still never
They
saw
just,
it.
like, you know,
It's
oh, hey, here's a
worth
person.
seeing until the
They're
end.
dead.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
I
dead.
heard the last season
He's
sucks.
dead.
Yeah.
See, I liked it. I
Don't
liked
get
it.
used to it. Don't
No,
get
it's
comfortable.
good. It's
Yeah.
just dark.
I have a theory about the last season.
What's your theory? Let's
Well,
go for
like,
it.
so I think everyone was
Keep away from
watching
spoilers,
it at the
please.
everyone was watching it at the same time. No spoilers. And like when you were watching
It's
it,
been done for years. So, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, and when you're watching it all at the same time, you're like going on Twitter and social media. Most of the famous people talking about Game of Thrones are like the people that read the books and are very well versed in the Game of Thrones world and universe. So then your perception on Game of Thrones kind of gets swayed by the public's view, and everyone's kind of getting like brainwashed essentially. Not like brainwashed.
It's just
but,
like TikTok.
it's
You're,
just-
you're going
never
in
read the
thinking
books.
it's
you're
gonna
going
suck.
in thinking it's going to
So you're
suck
like, oh,
because you're
what?
watching it at the same time as everyone that's like disappointed because they read the books and apparently the last 2 seasons have
Imagine
nothing to do
reading,
with the
dude.
books.
Imagine reading.
But then, so then if you go back,
Oh, what's a book?
I don't know what that is either. So like,
Are you going to say bookie?
That
right, I
Bill
know what
Hicks
the-
thing.
I know what a book
What are you
is.
reading for? You ever hear that? Stand-up monologue. He said he was in like a Waffle House in Kentucky, and the waitress goes, "What are you reading for?" It's like, never really thought about that. I've heard, "What are you reading?" You know? What am I reading for? I don't know.
It's a stumper.
To learn something about something outside of this Kentucky Waffle House.
All right, so Sons of Anarchy is
Yeah,
yours.
I will round it out with that.
All right. Did we finish what you were
No,
saying?
so basically, like at the time, everyone
We're
was
no
seeing
theory.
what everyone on Twitter or like Facebook was saying about Game of Thrones, so their views were kind of like, I guess, swayed by that. Whereas if you go like 3-4 years later after it was finished and you're watching it without anybody kind of telling you if it's good or not, I think more people like it when they watch it later.
That's how I did
Yeah,
it. I just
Family Guy.
I hate Family Guy.
me and my
Different TV
girlfriend, We
settings,
just
too.
blasted through like all 6 seasons like in a month or two, and like
Nice.
just like 6 months ago or so.
Yeah.
So,
And did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, me too. I watched it like a year ago and I'm like, oh, this is great. And everyone that watched it when it was coming out was like, oh, it's a terrible ending.
What have you been watching now to answer the question?
I actually just finished the show You on Netflix.
Oh,
I think it's super entertaining. It's not the best show of all time, but I love it. It's like the only show that I've actually like binge watched. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah.
hard
I've been
I
watching
binged
you.
Kaleidoscope pretty hard.
With binoculars.
it's great going up to someone and being like, "I've been watching you," and they're like, "What?" Yeah, the hit TV show on
Non-stop.
Netflix. I
This is
can't
what I
stop
mean.
watching you.
I'm hooked.
All right, your turn.
I've been wrapped up with Peaky Blinders.
No,
I've
wicked.
been watching that.
Wicked.
It's such a good
It's a
show.
great show.
I just started season 4. It's my favorite season so far.
I've heard
It's
that.
so good.
It's a super good show.
I'm locked in.
It's
I'm
kind
in.
of like it's kind of like Sons of Anarchy. Like it's
I
a
need to
club
watch
that
that.
kills stuff. It's wicked.
More sophisticated Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, okay. So I'm just white trash for
Yeah,
watching the
pretty
biker
much.
show. I just identify with that.
It's Sons of Anarchy, but you can't understand what they're saying.
Right. That's why it's very sophisticated.
Well, I already told you I don't read, so subtitles are out. That means that show's off the docket, dude.
You mean sub sandwiches?
Just learn British.
Nice.
Subs of Anarchy. Is what it says.
Subway.
Sucks.
Here we go.
What have you been watching, Chuck?
What have I been watching? I've just been watching a lot of performances by the Police in the
So
late
Beautiful.
in the
Nice.
late 70s. That's
I always
been
enjoy it.
I've
My
been watching a
life
lot of
watch.
Scrantonicity. You ever seen The Office?
I'm with you.
Never mind.
That's
Is that
Kevin's
Kevin?
girlfriend, right?
Is that
Yeah, it's
Kevin?
Kevin's covered.
Which I guess if you're not going to be a real drummer, like trying to copy Stuart Copeland if you're not a real
Yeah.
drummer is a rough jam, man.
Yeah, it's tough, though.
I always think it sounds like he's trying to like sound like he's the front, because he like he writes all the songs, he like came up with everything, but like he was only the drummer. Does it ever sound to you like he's playing like really hard on the hi hat and stuff because he really wants to be heard?
Oh yeah, for sure. I've never seen anybody use like a traditional grip too and like blast through a snare drum like that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Like that's me and my dad's theory is that he almost sounds like he's really trying to get noticed. Like this band is my brainchild.
Oh yeah.
I really need to be noticed with a sting.
I've done that. Like that's why. I'm back there drumming. I'm like juggling sticks and kicking cymbals and stuff.
yeah.
Like, hey, I'm back here.
Our Jesse, our
What's
drummer,
going
started
on?
opening up on the mic. He's like been co-hosting the show with me. Like when I'm get to the part while we're playing a live show, he's
Yeah.
filling in. He
Yeah,
started
Jesse's clutch.
chirping.
Yeah, he's
It's
good.
nice.
Yeah, like I got used to that, and then I've done like the last 2 gigs I did were on bass, and like now I'm in the front. I'm like, oh,
Hey, what do I
go
do up
back
here?
over there? Go back
I'm
over
getting
there.
tired. I
And
gotta sit down.
These open E's are killing
Yeah.
my fingers.
not with that Beetle bass that weighs 2.2 pounds.
Right.
Bro, really?
Balance
It's
that
so
on your
light that I
nose.
go from the Rickenbacker, which is like a tank.
Yeah, for
Which
sure.
Paul played both of those. I don't know how he went back and forth between those two. Like
That's
Right.
one neck is like this, and the other is like a pencil.
That's
Yeah. It's
cool. What
ridiculous.
about you? What have you been
I
watching?
haven't been watching much TV. I was just on vacation actually.
Oh, wicked.
Went to we got a cabin in the woods in Tennessee, Eastern
Nice.
Tennessee.
Oh, I haven't got me.
But
or
but
anything?
yesterday,
around there, yeah.
Sick.
That's a cool place.
yeah.
big
Oh,
time.
yesterday I watched a few episodes of Poker Face.
Oh.
That was a really good show.
I gotta get into that one.
That's a really The first episode's kind of about poker, but it's not a show about poker.
Yeah, no, I'm
It's
she
about
like
like
sees
stars.
liars.
Well, that's what
Poker-
it said.
poker
Yeah,
movies
I'm
are
a
the
big
best.
poker fan, so like
Oh,
I
okay.
thought
You ever
Nice.
seen the
Me
movie
too.
Molly's Game?
I haven't, but I've heard it.
Dude,
I haven't
great
seen
movie.
it.
If you like
I've
poker,
heard I should
bro,
see that
wicked
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wicked awesome.
I heard you're going home to watch some videos on how to fix a furnace.
Oh, what
it's-
happened?
Furnace is fine.
All right, that's good.
But we just rented a new house in June, and the air filter in the furnace looks like it hadn't been changed in like 5 years.
5,
Oh,
I
yeah.
even like 30. That thing
It was,
A little crusty.
yeah, it was bad. So anyway, it kicked off.
They pulled it out of the
and-
bottom of the lake.
Yeah, it didn't even look like an air filter.
It
Yeah.
did not.
It's never occurred to me to
It's a
check
mud
an air
filter.
filter. You must be a good house owner.
It's just you know. What
I'm
you
not a
breathe.
house owner. Like
He's
it's
a
Oh.
renter, bro. He's like, this is not my
House
problem. Is what
owner.
he's
yeah,
trying
yeah,
to say.
yeah. So it was. Yeah, it's supposed to be clean. I don't know, fresh.
The honeycomb in there.
You just got a honeysuckle
Yeah.
here.
Anyway,
So
it kicked off, and the show, my girlfriend changed it, and it just worked. It's
Nice.
fine.
There you go.
It's fine.
Let's celebrate.
All right.
All right.
Celebrate by ending the podcast.
Okay, we can do that.
Nice.
I mean, all right.
Is that your signature outro? All right.
All right. All right. I guess that was a thing.
Done so.
Can you
All right.
give us your upcoming shows one more time?
Yeah.
we are playing at Dakota in Ohio City, Saturday, April 1st.
Yep.
And we are playing the Happy Dog May 20th. Don't know what day that is, but
And then we'll rewind, and we're playing Grog Shop April 20th too.
I should not have answered that. You should have answered that.
I've already got 420 plans, or else I'd be there.
Yeah.
You can fly over, dude. It's
So yeah,
fine.
2 big shows. Coda April 1st, and then Happy Dog May 20th.
We will be
and
playing
then-
our new material, and
Yeah.
it should all be released. around
We'll
that
probably
area.
release our next single. I would guess probably on April 1st.
Yeah,
the
why
gig.
not?
Yeah, why not?
Make it more special.
Speaking of singles, check out Wanted to Pretend.
And Miserable.
Yes,
Check out One to
And
Pretend and
Miserable.
Miserable.
We got 2
Those
new
are our 2
songs.
newest.
Yeah, it just
They're
came out
going
in
to be
December,
on
right?
Yep,
an
it
album
did,
we're
yeah.
coming out with
New
called
stuff.
Bittersweet Reality.
Oh.
Yeah, Bittersweet Reality will come out late summer, hopefully.
Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, hoping for that. Other than that, check out all of our other stuff and let us know what you like because we appreciate the feedback and
Definitely.
trying to write more of new stuff. But like I think people sometimes enjoy Under the Moon because it does have a little reggae stuff. Like maybe we should get a little more upbeaty with it and maybe more riffy.
Yeah.
And then also
Yeah.
other people like we're getting decent feedback on Want to Pretend. So trying to keep everything moving and.
That first EP is real good too.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
we tried pretty hard on that. Like definitely a little too try hard, but I remember getting to crank
Tried hard
the
without
amp
any experience.
on the beginning solo of You Can Change It.
cheat sheet on
Of course.
Just remember, listen, CLE.com.
Yeah, we'll definitely
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah, it's been almost a year and a half. We still don't have this memorized.
Yeah, we gotta get
Nice.
another stack of those cards.
Yeah, we got to have them back.
We
Get an
should.
update.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
check out episode 9 for
Yeah,
more
Michael's been
details
doing a
on
lot of
CLE.
stuff too.
Yeah.
I see him post it constantly.
Cool. Well, thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
thank
us
you
here. It's
guys.
been a good
Cool.
time.
See you on stage.
Yeah, we'll see.
Sure.
you
Great.
there.
Sounds great. Can't wait to hear some more Rust Belt.
Oh, it's
Excited.
we're in loud.
Yeah, they're in the
right
studio.
now.
I'm very excited.
Oh,
I love her
very
single.
good.
I still put it on every once in a while.
Which one?
What's it? So it's like way down low.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you
I
said
wasn't,
wait
I wasn't on that album. I just joined him less than a year ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just got to hear some previews of some tracks.
Oh yeah.
It's always
play some
exciting,
stuff,
exclusive
Yeah.
stuff.
It is, yeah.
You guys still
Yeah.
the same singer, right?
Yeah, same
Okay.
same everyone except me. Yeah.
I gotcha. I love that guy's voice. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, yeah, check that out. It's gonna be called Oxidation, 5-song.
Right on.
Sweet. When should we expect that?
I don't know. We're only halfway done recording it.
Okay.
Gotcha. We're in the same spot.
Yeah, we're stuck at the halftime show right now waiting to get it finished up.
Cool.
Right on. Well,
All
thank
right,
you so
well,
much.
Yeah,
we'll
thank
get
you.
another-
Yeah, thanks
we'll
for
get
coming
another
in.
show together once that's out.
Yeah, well,
Sounds
that's
great. Honestly, yeah, I'd love that.
There's no better place than to connect than over live music, man.
I'll MC.
Absolutely.
I'll MC. I'll introduce you guys.
All right. For Kaiga Sound Podcast, I'm Evan Stone.
I'm Chuck Schilling.
Peace.
Peace.